Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Happy Bar Cart Friday to all. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. Yeah, slow clap.
We made it.
Slow clap for the Bar Cart.
Yeah.
Woo! We made it to Friday, folks. Feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, feel it.
Tony Kanja going to be in here. Keg N Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County.
Oh, man.
We're doing some bitters today.
Yeah.
So Fletch brought up a very important item. He's like, are we going to have to taste these naked?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know the answer to that.
bitters actually, before they were used as, cocktail components, were used in like apothecary shops. They were used as like remedies. So if you had,
does that mean pharmacies?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So what we used
You ever
to
watch Schitt's Creek?
Can you say that word on the radio?
Yeah, as long as it's a proper noun.
SCHITTS.
Yeah. So what's it called? We're just talking about them.
Bitters.
Thank you. I'm like,
Those
what's that?
things.
Those things that you put in things. Those were actually like, it was same as Robitussin, basically. You pour about a tablespoon, you suck it down.
We should make a cocktail with Robitussin.
Right.
Wow. Right. Wait, isn't that scissor
That's right.
Or lean.
lean?
Get that purple lane going this morning. Imagine that. We have like somebody from Robitussin come in with Tony Kanja.
On a Bar Cart Friday.
Robitussin starts making a brand of like cocktail mixers. Yeah, listen, we put it in a can and we made it sparkly so you can drink it on the beach.
And it'll stop you from coughing.
That's right. Yeah, it's good. It's almost like getting drunk healthy. Like, it's fun. No, so we have this great bitters company coming in. Ram Udwin from Boy Drinks World Bitters.
They're from here, from San Diego.
Yeah. He's going to be coming by. I'm pretty sure, at least Tony Kanja absolutely will be coming by, and he's been playing bartender. So the owner of Keg N Bottle, he has been coming in here and shaking up cocktails for us every single time he comes in here. It's really been over like the past 3 or 4 visits now.
Yeah.
And he's starting to get some chops.
Oh, he's getting real good.
Yeah.
The thing I'm nervous about here is the first cocktail on the list is a Serrano cocktail spice.
Oh, a spicy margarita.
Yet Tony thought this through and realized we would all still be suffering from what happened on Wednesday and decided the first thing he's going to give us is a spicy cocktail.
Dude, I'm telling you, like a nacho cheese Dorito is more spice than I want.
Yeah. I'm going to be not graphic here, but honest. The past 2 days hasn't been like great in terms of the afterglow.
Right.
Whole Pocky One Chip Challenge.
It was last night, late at night.
Yeah.
I went, oh, wait, hey, it's not as spicy.
Yeah. I haven't had that moment yet.
Okay, all right, good.
I'm still sort of struggling through the fog of war.
Man, it is still Pocky Black, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
boy, is it.
God.
I think that has a lot to do with the amount of Pepto-Bismol the two of us drank also.
That's true.
Then
Yeah,
I'm so glad I puked it up. I haven't had the same awful issues.
Lucky ducky.
Yeah.
No, the puke was awful.
Coming up today, we'll be mentioning throughout the morning that the Aztecs have an important one. They're heading up to Boise State. They'll face the Broncos tomorrow morning. That's going to be a 9:30 pregame, 10 a.m. tip-off right here on the home of the Aztecs, San Diego Sports 760. Also, we got a lot of news out of the NFL in terms of coaching interviews, a lot of intrigue. So we're going to spin the wheel and talk about some coaches, maybe where they're going to land. What are you giggling about?
These spin the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You put all the coaches' names on the wheel and just give it a whirl.
We're just going to give it a whirl. No big deal. It's the wheel of coaches.
Yeah.
It formerly was known as the wheel of football.
Well, I think it still is the wheel of football. We just scratched out football today.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also we have this divisional round of the NFL playoffs coming up starting tomorrow afternoon, and it'll carry us through the week. And the first game on the slate is the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Houston Texans. And the previews for this game are awesome because you're starting to see the excitement build. You're starting to hear people talk about the playoffs a little bit more as we get closer. And we'll talk to Jared Smith later in the show to get you set for your betting weekend. But Houston Texans, they draft CJ Stroud. That really worked in the first round.
Sure did.
And then Lamar Jackson, first round draft pick, the 32nd overall pick for the Baltimore Ravens years ago. He is representing his Baltimore Ravens. He hasn't played any football over the past 3 weeks, so it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like like first rattle out of the box. Which side of this are you more excited to see? Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens after some rest, or CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans with some momentum rolling off of their wild card win over the Browns?
I think it's hands down CJ Stroud. I want to see what this guy can do. This was not supposed to happen. So the Ravens, they've been good all season long. So we're kind of expecting it, except I don't know if I really believe in him still, which is, I guess, shocking. But I mean, good on Lamar. He fought through this thing, wanted to, get paid, pay the man. And he did, and here he is. He's balling out. But I think the excitement is with the Texans. So this team that you just didn't expect to be here, and they're rolling.
No, TD, no one expected it. Neither of the three of us did. We all took their under on their season win totals, and I think it was only at like 7.5. They smashed that regardless. But when you look at this NFL divisional round, I think that there's a lot of unknown quantities, and I don't think CJ Stroud is one of them. Like, we know exactly what he is coming into this game, and he's a baller. Now, will that stays true? Because when you think about rookie quarterbacks in the postseason, generally it's not great for them. But CJ Stroud, so far, that game he played, he was fantastic, and I expect nothing less of fantastic again, and that's probably what it's going to take to beat the Ravens.
To your point, yeah, I think the more unknown quantity to me heading into this week is what's Baltimore going to look like after all that rest? How is Lamar going to look in the postseason? He's looked poor in 2.5 of the games that he's played out of the 4 playoff games that he played. He did not play in the playoffs last year because he had an injury. Now, every time you say he had that injury, you have to put it in context because, like you brought up, TD, he had that contract situation. And I think there was a little bit of worry that if I go out there and sell out after asking for a contract all year long and say, tear my ACL in this divisional playoff game or wildcard playoff game against Cincinnati, well, they're definitely not going to pay me, or I just got an enormous price cut. So I feel like there was a little bit of protecting himself. I feel like if it was this year after getting paid by the team, he probably would have went out there and played, but that's just a feeling. I don't know what the truth is there. But yeah, after some rest, I would say that's the more unknown quantity heading into this game.
Yeah, and if the Texans get out early here, get a lead out early, I feel like that is really bad for the Ravens. They have not been playing well if they play from behind, and I think the Texans can strike quick.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And then we have the other 1 seed playing on Saturday night. So both 1 seeds could be knocked out before Sunday football.
Well,
could.
Well,
Not saying will, but the Packers are heading to Levi's Stadium to face the San Francisco 49ers. And the same question with the 49ers and Brock Purdy. A lot of rest. All the momentum really is gone. You have to restart the charge. I'm very curious to see how the 49ers look in the first quarter. I'm also very curious if lightning can strike in the postseason. Jordan Love has looked phenomenal down the stretch of the season for Green Bay.
So I think in his last 4 games, 11 total touchdowns, 1 interception for Jordan Love. And he's been phenomenal over the last 4 games. When you look at the 3 he had to win in the regular season in order to get into the postseason, and then the 1 postseason game we've seen against the Cowboys, Jordan Love has been a little bit of a revelation. And Rich, you put it out on Instagram. It has some 300,000 views on it, but you said, I'm almost 40 years old and the Packers have never had a bad quarterback in my lifetime.
No, they haven't.
It's just ridiculous to see what they've gone through to get here. Now, Jordan Love, I will say, is still an unknown quantity because I put more of that beatdown that they gave the Cowboys on the Cowboys than I do on the Packers. But with the 49ers, all the same questions we have about the Baltimore Ravens are there for them. Because I just listened to a podcast with Brock Purdy last night, because of course I did. And what he was talking about was the fact that he doesn't know what it's going to feel like coming off of rust because he's never had to do it before.
If you made the Brock Talk podcast, would you go back and listen to your own podcast?
For sure.
Okay.
But Matt Mayoka does an excellent job with the 49ers Talk podcast. I'll leave it to him.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
I was going to say, I feel like this game, about 1 minute into watching the Niner offense, you're going to know the outcome of this game. So it's either going to be, this is the well-oiled machine, the rest did them well, they got it dialed in, and they're going to be unstoppable, or, what happened?
You're exactly right. And now something interesting that happened in the Cowboys-Packers game was the Packers won the coin toss and took the ball. And that's something that you just don't often see in the NFL anymore. It's generally you play defense so you can get that 2-for-1 at halftime. But the 49ers always defer. And so if the Packers, who are the away team, obviously, I think no matter what, the Packers are going to start with the football in this game. And is that the tone-setting drive?
Well, it could be. It absolutely could be. I mean, I look at it from this standpoint. The Packers, the reason why they had such an easy time of Dallas is because they really did rush out and score a bunch of points early. Their defense showed up for them too in that first quarter. So if they have a repeat of success in terms of taking the ball, driving the field, getting the first score, well, it puts the weight. Really, you're playing with house money if you're Green Bay. You didn't expect to be here in the first year of Jordan Love's career as the full-time starter. This was a test. The whole season was a test. And honestly, we're still in the testing phase. I think it looked really good against the Dallas Cowboys, but what happens if it looks really bad against the 49ers? Has he done enough to earn himself an extension? I would argue, yeah, but I think it would affect his payment. I think payment tendered would look a little different.
The Dallas Cowboys helped out Green Bay a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they helped out Jordan Love a lot just in the fact that they sucked. I mean, look, a pick six sets the tone.
Yeah.
I mean, right out of the get.
You know what? No matter what, I'm so excited for tomorrow. Like these two games that we get, I think are awesome matchups. Like the divisional round, a lot of it was very lopsided outside of that Detroit LA game. But this round, I don't see any blowouts. I see them all being good. And think about the day we could have tomorrow, guys. And you don't have to leave your couch once.
Yeah.
You could start at 10 a.m. with San Diego State basketball. It's going to be a hell of a matchup at Extra Mile Arena taking on Boise State. And then by 1:30, the Texans-Ravens game will be on. And then rolling right after that, after you check the Traeger, make sure your meat's been smoked properly, you are able to turn on the 49ers and the Packers game, which, again, is going to be a hell of a matchup.
You guys have some meat purchased here for tomorrow? Are you guys ready to rock and roll on something?
Doing Korean street tacos, homemade.
Wow. Are you going to push the barbecue out to the street?
No.
Oh.
Why would I do that?
Well, street tacos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Otherwise, I mean, can you call them street tacos?
I mean, yeah, otherwise they're like poolside, apartment complex, Korean tacos.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys know Iowa Meat Farms?
Oh, yeah.
They have this awesome Korean marinated flank steak that's basically like carne asada.
Yeah.
That's the texture of it, except it's marinated in like bulgogi.
It's so funny. I have a flank steak, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I might go bulgogi style. That doesn't sound so bad.
I'm doing 50-50 burgers. So I got 50% steak, 50% bacon.
That is, and you do. That's the chop meat, right? That's the beef and the burger, and you just mix it together, or the beef and the bacon. You mix it together
at the butcher, man. He'll throw it right into the machine, mix it all up.
That is so good. That is so damn good.
It works.
Right, really quick, we're gonna have a halftime here, and then we're gonna tell you how you're gonna win these Chris Stapleton tickets. He's got a Saturday, March 2nd show at Petco Park. We've had pairs of tickets to give away all week long. We'll have a pair for you today. More information at livenation.com, or keep listening for your chance to win.
You guys see our boy Cliff Kingsbury's putting down the old camera with the super zoom for his Instagram model girlfriend, and he's interviewing with the Chicago Bears today to be the next head or offensive coordinator for the team.
Yep. Saw that. A little bit of a bummer, to be quite honest.
Are we going to get less pictures? Are they going to be lower quality?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're going to have way less pictures because all of a sudden he's a professional.
Well, I think he's selfish.
Yeah, so selfish. He did spend all last football season working as a special assistant in to what's the stinking UFC's head coach name?
I thought you were going to say the model.
What's the USC head coach's name?
The USC head coach's name.
He's famous as heck. What? Lincoln Riley.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, I don't know why that.
Yeah. President Lincoln Riley.
But Cliff Kingsbury interviewing today with the Chicago Bears. We'll see if that
makes sense, by the way, because if the Bears take Caleb Williams first overall, guess who was just in the meeting rooms with Caleb Williams?
Yep. And over in the NFL playoffs, divisional round is set tomorrow afternoon. Texans heading to Baltimore. Niners hosting the Packers. Then on Sunday, Lions heading to Tampa Bay. Lions hosting Tampa Bay. And Sunday night, rematch from last year's postseason, probably the best game of last year's postseason. It's the Kansas City Chiefs for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career, not in the Super Bowl, hitting the road in the postseason to take on the Buffalo Bills in a very cold Buffalo.
Did you say the Chiefs?
Chiefs?
Oh.
No, he did say the Jeeves.
He said Jeeves.
Yeah. Well, I was asking Jeeves.
Yeah, he was.
Did you? Do you guys still use Ask Jeeves?
No.
Does it still exist?
Let's type that in right now. And if it doesn't, do we buy it?
Yeah. Do you remember the Popeye cartoon?
I'll be damned. It is still a search engine.
How about that?
What?
Well,
dude, I feel like
ask Jeeves how long they're going to be around.
How long will Ask Jeeves? Hang on, Jeeves be around?
Dude, they have like content that was posted this morning.
Do There we go. See what the answer is.
Okay, about wow,
Wow, that's a long-
1,800,000 results.
Okay.
Says 10 questions to ask yourself before taking out a personal loan. All right,
That's
Jeeves.
Yeah.
Don't
okay.
try to force some store-bought loan down my neck.
Do you remember the Popeye cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
spinach.
Yeah. So remember that little like animal friend he had? It was the Jeep, and it went.
No, I don't remember. I thought you were gonna say a bird. I remember a bird like landing on the bicep.
It was like a dog / monkey. The text line knows.
This might be one of those. What is it called when there's something that you remember and you're positive? The Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah, it could be that.
But like where you're positive, like the Monopoly guy has a monocle, and then all of a sudden you look at it and you're like, well, I'll be damned, he doesn't.
Right.
Maybe
right.
it was just Mr. Peanut. And then you start going down these weird rabbit holes where you're like, no, I'm positive the Monopoly guy has a monocle. And then like you spend hours and then you fall asleep on your phone. You wake up for work the next day. And you're like, why did I do that to myself? Why would I do that?
It's possible, but I think I'm right.
The Bucks play the Lions first, then the Chiefs face the Bills. Here's the storyline with the Bucks-Lions game. Baker Mayfield was signed as a bridge quarterback, and he became the starter in Tampa Bay. This team loves him. The locker room has rallied around him. That win last week was real. The Lions, same thing with Jared Goff, although this happened 2 years ago when he was traded with the first-round pick. So to offload him to the Lions so Matthew Stafford could come to the Rams and win a Super Bowl.
The Rams gave up a ton to get rid of Jared Goff.
Yeah, they gave up a first-round draft pick to get rid of Jared Goff.
And now who's playing and who's not. But we'll
Crazy.
see, man. Baker's so used to playing in that Tampa weather. Going to Detroit, I think it's going to be like 13 degrees. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, no, it will be. Oh, wait. The weather? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, it's going to be tough. Yeah. Sorry. I was looking at what Ice-T revealed in his marriage that keeps the flame lit.
Well, listen, please, you research that while I say this.
I have the answer.
What is it?
Jungle sex.
Good.
Okay.
Good. I need no definition. Understand a cube. Thank you.
That's all. So
I need no further definition.
Yeah, I was
swinging from vines from the ceiling.
I was about to add it to the bottom of the barrel, and then I don't need to.
No, that's perfect. Actually,
news.
That's right. Ice-T, everyone.
You got anything else for us, TD?
I mean, not at the moment, unless you want me to keep going.
No, that'll be all for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this game, to me, what's phenomenal about it is both of these teams can let it all hang out, because the same way
Ice-T.
we were just talking about the Green Bay Packers playing with a little bit of house money, sneaking into the postseason, Jordan Love getting the big win a week ago, and then you're going to the 1 seed's house. Like, everybody's expecting the Packers to lose, but if they pull it off, amazing. Well, both Tampa Bay and Detroit, they have a legit shot, because, I mean, Detroit fans are going to be like, yeah, but it's Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay fans are looking at Detroit going, yeah, but it's Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, so you have an argument on either side, but they're both kind of playing with house money. This could be the best game to watch this weekend.
I think it's going to be awesome. By the way, get-in price for this one, it's like $1,200 for the worst seats in the house. Detroit is showing up for this game. But both of these teams have high-powered offenses that are both capable of putting up 35, 40 points in a game. But did you guys see it's not just reporters in this matchup sticking their foot in their mouths? It's also C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's one of the biggest smack talkers in the league. He's on Detroit. He's a linebacker for them, had a hell of a year, but he has gotten in trouble all year long for just talking smack. So earlier this week, he was asked about Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he was like, yeah, they just got to get the quarterback right. They got receiver all over the place. I mean, Russell Gage, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Well, Russell Gage hasn't played for them all season long. So Baker Mayfield responded and said he should probably watch a little't film, because Russell Gage hasn't been on the team since he tore his ACL in training camp.
Yeah, he's a safety for Detroit, and he's a good one. And he's a trash talker, and he's also like one of those fan favorites. Like, there was a game this season, or maybe it was the end of last year, I can't remember, but it was earlier this season, if it was this season, where he had the entirety of Detroit showing up with baby blue, like the Hawaii blue ski masks on.
Wow.
So like he like wore it, I guess, to the game before. He was wearing it that week during a press, like a media appointment. And so the entirety of Ford Field filled up with fans wearing Hawaiian blue ski masks. So much so,
scary as hell.
you could not buy one on Amazon.
Wasn't
They
Lions
were sold out.
Lions Chiefs was week 1 this year. That was like the opening game of the NFL season. I believe I got that right.
Yeah,
And
the Lions win.
And CJ Gardner-Johnson in that game, I think, got 2 unnecessary roughnesses for after the play, crap talking and pushing.
Let me see. Yeah. Here it is. Lions TV, CJ Gardner-Johnson urges fans to wear ski masks. Yeah, it was back in. Okay, so it was September of this season. I think it was shortly after that game against the Chiefs. Look, the Lions, that is a great thing to do, is to reminisce on how important that win was. That was a statement win. That set the tone for the rest of the season. And I mean, very similar to how narratives follow teams, even if it is the opening week of the season, the same way a lot of people were dogging Josh Allen the entire season because of a 4-interception game against the Jets in their opener of the NFL season. Aaron Rodgers running out on the field, holding the American flag. The Bills have an awful game. The Jets win, even though their starting quarterback goes down. It followed the Bills the rest of the season. Same thing with the Lions. That win over the Chiefs, that created momentum that they've carried throughout the 2023 season into the 2024 playoffs.
When you talk about the narrative, look at the Chiefs side of it. The same thing happened there where you looked at the Chiefs and went, something ain't right. And then something ain't right stuck with them the whole season. And I'm still sitting here saying it now. Now, there were times where I went, oh, no, they're going to be fine. Last week, I thought, they're going to be fine. But this game here this weekend, I think, will be the highest scoring game of the week. And I'm looking forward to that.
I'm just praying it goes to overtime and it all comes down to a coin flip again. 913 on the text line this morning says code word jungle sex. CD, thank you. 760. The only person that used Ask Jeeves still is Ernie Martinez. Ernie, we miss you and we love you.
Ernie, if you're listening, that is 100% right.
Was that Ernie that texted in?
Don't feel sad. Listen, and really, that's a perfect segue, by the way, bringing up week 1 of the season, what happened with the Lions. It was against the Chiefs. What happened with those Bills and Josh Allen's 4-interception game, because the Chiefs, they kind of were that wobbly team the rest of the season. And the Bills, it took them a long time to recover. And for Josh Allen and this offense, really, after the firing of Ken Dorsey, to turn it on.
They were the opposite of the Eagles.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, but Josh Allen, he's still not played perfect football. He's just winning.
He is. He is a monster. When it's late in the season, it starts to get cold. When you're tackling big running backs like a Derrick Henry or a ball carrier like a Josh Allen, you don't want to.
Yeah.
And he can wear down a defense because he starts running the football. It's legitimately like trying to tackle a buffalo, like a live buffalo out on the field.
Right.
I can't remember the exact number, but it's the highest in the NFL by far. And it's in the 80s for the percentage. But Josh Allen responsible for touchdowns.
Yeah.
His number is higher than anybody in the NFL by like 20 percentage points.
He's a great player. So is Mahomes, though.
And absolutely. but Josh Allen kind of has that diesel truck sort of a feel, like it's not going to wear out throughout the season. It's not going to wear down. It's kind of the Ben Roethlisberger of like you're just going to keep rumbling through the whole season.
You were going to say Ben Fletcher.
Yeah,
kind of like Ben Fletcher, who we saw in the Hardwood and Balls Classic not wear out at all.
No question about it. Play better in the second game. Just ask him. Coming up next, we're going to spin the wheel of football. This time it's going to be the wheel of coaches. But before we do that, speaking of the Hardwood and Balls Classic, we've come a long way since then. Fletch was out of shape, flabby guy. Now he's a skinny guy. Myself, even, I see pictures from the Hardwood and Balls Classic, and I'm disgusted. I was sitting around like a big fatty boom batty.
Why are you so tan?
I know, it's crazy.
What is going on?
It's an Italian thing.
This guy hasn't seen the daylight since, like, I don't know, the beginning of the football season, and he's just brown sugar, like light brown sugar. All right. Also, TD, I mean, the neck, we were concerned. It looked like at some point his head would become an innie. Like his head would get sucked right into his neck.
Like turtle head?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe even worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, that you just whispered in my ear. I think you painted the visual perfectly, Fletch. With scfatloss.com is where we're trying to arrive here. They really cured all that. Fletch is now probably the best basketball player on the world, or maybe second or third best. Look, he's incredible because he's lost so much weight that now the moves and all of the dribbling, it's a lot easier. With TD, the neck, it has shrunk to human proportions.
Yeah. And I still dribble.
Yeah, yeah. But that's just when he's hungry.
Right.
And then my bountiful midsection has really shrunk down an incredible amount. And it's because of Wayne and Chloe, the weight loss team with stfatloss.com. They've been incredible to us and for us. We lost a tremendous amount of weight right up front, and we've been able to keep it off because this isn't just a fad diet where you yo-yo diet. You get on, you take appetite suppressants or a prescription medication or something crazy like that, and then within months you're off the diet and you gain all the weight back. You don't want to do that to your body. You don't want to do it to your cardiovascular system. So it's a lot better of an idea to just change your lifestyle and do so with stfatloss.com. That's stfatloss.com.
There it is. It's spinning. Coming up, it's the wheel of, well, coaches this time. Next.
This update is presented by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Money today guarantee. We will begin here when the NFL playoffs. The divisional round is here. It gets going tomorrow afternoon. Houston Texans heading to Baltimore. They got the 1 seed Ravens in the AFC. And then Saturday night, the NFC 1 seed 49ers will host the Green Bay Packers. On Sunday, the NFC gets going first. It's the Detroit Lions hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And on Sunday night, the rematch from last year's postseason, the 2 seed in the AFC, the Buffalo Bills will host the Kansas City Chiefs. Sticking in the NFL, it looks like Cliff Kingsbury trying to make another run at the league. The former Cardinals head coach interviewing with the Bears today for their offensive coordinator role. College hoops, Aztecs hit the road tomorrow. They got a 10 a.m. matchup with Boise State. We get on the air at 9:30. John Schaefer and myself will have you for Aztecs pregame. Listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Can't wait weeks for your tax refund? Then don't. At Jackson Hewitt, get money today if you're approved for a no-fee refund advance loan on a prepaid card. Book today at jacksonhewitt.com. No-fee refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application is required. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Yeah, man. It's Friday here. It's a Bar Cart Friday. Big Rich, CD, and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760. You're listening to a little Chris Stapleton there because today's the last day. We have one more pair of tickets to go see Chris Stapleton. Saturday, March 2nd, Petco Park. Tickets and info at livenation.com, or just keep listening because in just a little bit, we're going to give you a keyword, and then you're going to need that keyword a little later in the show here if you want to win those tickets. You got to keep it locked in.
Wheel of
Coaches!
Yeah, normally it's the wheel of football. This time we're doing it exclusively on football coaches because there's been a lot of news. How about this? Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel comes up first on the wheel of coaches. He took his interview with the Chargers.
What? I thought they wanted Jim Harbaugh.
Well, turns out, and I did the math because Daniel Popper, who's been on the show many times, friend of the show, writer for The Athletic who covers the Chargers, put out a list of all the GM and head coach interviews that they've hosted. His list had 13 on it, and it did not include both David Shaw, former head coach for the Stanford Cardinal, and Mike Vrabel. So that's 15 total coaches that they've interviewed so far. Vrabel to the Chargers, does it make sense to you?
Maybe more sense than Harbaugh for some weird reason. But I don't know. It still feels like the Chargers are just going to pick someone arbitrarily, like out of a hat. like, hey, let's go into the cheap hat. Here we go.
Yeah. Turns out it's Mike, who works at Dollar General in Inglewood. Congratulations, Mike.
Whoa.
Maybe I'm off on this. Mike Vrabel does not seem to fit the LA Chargers at all to me. I think Mike Vrabel fits perfectly in Seattle.
Wow. Yeah, I like that call, actually.
It just dawned on me how great it would be is if the Chargers did hold a press conference and they had like a lottery ball machine and the balls were all bouncing around, and whichever ball they just popped out of there, that was their new coach. That would be the most fun I've ever seen come from the Chargers.
But do they leave Harbaugh's ball out of it? Because it's too expensive.
Yeah, actually,
probably, yeah.
They waited so it just sunk to the bottom of the
You
machine.
see one ball that never flies
Why is
around.
that Harbaugh ball not moving?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. All right. Wow, look at this.
Wow.
We have a little sound to play here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey, they had a little press conference, little interview, and they were asked what they had to say. Clown.
Yeah. So you have it. Fletcher Cox giving his piece of advice to the member of the media who asked that question. You a clown?
Yeah.
And then Jason Kelsey saying we all sucked. So that's how that happened.
I mean, and they asked Jason Kelsey if they wanted to see Nick Sirianni, or he wanted to see Nick Sirianni back. I mean, he's done, right? I mean, like, what?
Actually, Jason Kelsey might not be done.
Okay, he just said he was retiring out of sadness.
Came out on his podcast and said, I never actually said the words I'm retiring to teammates or coaches. He said, I don't know how that necessarily got out to the media. I'm not making that decision right now. It's way too emotional environment after the game.
Wait, he said he was done, son.
And when you done, son,
you done, son.
Honestly, it's exactly what Rich said the day after that report came out from Adam Schefter. He said it's much too emotional an environment after a loss like that to make any major decision.
Yeah.
So even if Jason Kelsey hinted at it in the locker room, like maybe this is my last one, it was irresponsible reporting to just run with that.
Well, no, it's not irresponsible if somebody overheard him saying that was my last game. If somebody heard him saying that look, guy, I love you all. Thank you for everything you've done for me over the course of my career. Like the inference, if it was there that he was planning a retirement, I mean, that's his own business. But I'm saying this, a lot of people say a lot of crazy stuff when they're emotional. And that could have been the case with Jason Kelsey. And now he may be trying to walk it back a little bit, or potentially somebody was overeager, wanted to rush and made up a little, like, kind of, I don't know. I kind of look at it both ways. I could very easily see an emotional guy, which he is. I don't know how many times I've seen clips circulating around the internet of Jason Kelsey crying, but there's enough that if you type in Jason Kelsey crying, you'll find him. So he's an emotional guy.
And on his podcast, he didn't say one way or the other. He just said, I literally have not made the decision yet.
Yeah, which very much so could be true. Let's spin that wheel. There's a lot of coaching news that is trickling out as these weeks go by, and we may not have seen our last head coaching vacancy. Oh, this is an interesting one. Cliff Kingsbury back in the news.
That's right. Fletch brought it up in his halftime, but he's expected to interview for the Chicago Bears offensive coordinator job, which would work out well because that number one first pick of Caleb Williams, USC, Cliff Kingsbury, the tie there. I mean, does this happen?
So there's two reasons why you go after Cliff Kingsbury if they want him as OC. And they've also interviewed 9 candidates so far, I think, including Kingsbury. So it's a long list of people. It doesn't necessarily mean he's getting the job. And he might even be a late ad. They might be thinking, well, okay, if there's any chance of us hiring Caleb Williams to be on this team, maybe we should think about hiring a familiar face to also be on this team. So it might be an if. We got to do our due diligence. The way I feel about it, though, is he's worked well with Kyler Murray. Obviously, he's worked well with Caleb Williams, both of them mobile quarterbacks. Justin Fields, a mobile quarterback. And so they may be looking at his resume, his body of work as an offensive QB whisper guru type guy and saying, well, we like what he's done in the past with mobile quarterbacks. Let's bring him in.
Can we think back to his time in Arizona and be very honest about how it went and think, does he deserve this shot to be an OC? Was he a head coach problem, not necessarily a coordinator problem?
Oh, Kyler Murray was putting up good numbers.
Until he wasn't.
He
got hurt.
Yeah, Kyler Murray was putting up good. Anytime he's been healthy,
October,
and also there was that. Like there, a lot of that weight could be shifted onto Kyler Murray because when you have a team who's building into your contract a hey, go home and study clause, I'm going to trust the coach more than I'm going to trust a player.
And it wasn't just go home and study. It was study without also playing video games at the same time.
Yeah. Like there was specific language that was like, we can see you through your iPad. Like we need your undivided attention. It's not like you're picking up the sticks playing and every so often looking down at your iPad and like scrolling a quick second.
So this was
Make
during
sure you're logged in.
This is coming out of COVID times when that clause got put in. And I remember at that time, Kendall was teaching from home and she would have kids on the Zoom call playing Fortnite in the background while they were supposed to be listening. And I was like, Kyler Murray is just like a first grader.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Caleb, my son Caleb, he had it dialed in on the COVID, work from home schedule.
Dude, he loved it. I was talking to him about it. He was like, yeah, I could just play video games.
Yeah, he did. He did play video games. And they would log in on their computer and like a Zoom call. And then I may have mentioned this before. He changed his name to buffering and then put a piece of tape over the camera. So it was just black. So he was logged in, but the camera would never clear up.
The teachers for sure knew and just didn't care.
I would imagine so. There wasn't a lot of care, I would say, in his final year of high school.
I mean, look, dude, at one point, we were all like, is the world over?
this is how it is now.
Find out. News at 7.
Yeah.
Wait, but Tiger King was on the TV.
The Tiger King was on the TV, and we also stood in line outside of a grocery store.
Yeah.
And they put arrows on the floor.
Uh-huh.
We had to walk around in a parade.
One time, this is not a joke. 2 years, I guess it would be 3 years ago now. I walked into a grocery store, and part of the process, and I'm not going to embarrass the grocery store because I think they're an independent. Part of the process was spraying your clothing with Lysol.
Well, good. Good.
They wanted to spray you down before you walked in. I was like, what the hell is going on?
I remember standing in line at the grocery store, and there's a whiteboard out front of, on top, it's like, we are out of ... and then
Toilet
somebody
paper.
would come out, and write stuff on it. And I remember standing there, I'm like, okay, oh, they still have milk. That's cool.
The
And
great
then,
toilet paper run of 2020 is the one thing that will never make sense to me.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
was toilet paper the thing?
It's the first thing you think about.
Really?
Wait, we're going to be locked in the house. No.
And how
Get
much
some
toilet paper does everyone need? Because
Well-
even like Costco, the pallets and pallets and pallets of toilet paper were empty.
Did you ever run out?
No, because we go to Costco and get one giant pack and we're fine for months.
You guys
See,
aren't using enough toilet paper.
So we got close. It got dicey one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was 1 week where it got dicey. We had to send the kids out at like 5 a.m. to Target, stand in line to get a 12 pack.
There's also 2 people in my household. I guess there's like 4 in yours and 4 in yours.
Yeah. And we had a chat, especially during the pandemic time, with our oldest. He's one of these kids who every time he drops a deuce, he's clogging the toilet. And it's not, I don't know if it's because of a weighty log. I think it's more because the amount of TP he's using in there. Like, we're talking about like a half a roll of ultra strong Charmin.
Man, oh
Yeah,
man.
it's a pain. It really
Well,
is.
that's a hell of a performance there in the bathroom. And speaking of performances,
Go ahead.
with some new there's a new release on who's going to be performing before the Super Bowl. We'll tell you who it is next.
Coming up, we got to get into Super Bowl 50. What number are we up to? 59, 58? Anyways, we have the early performances. Check us out. So we got those Chris Stapleton tickets coming up for a March show at Petco Park. You're going to find out the way to win here coming up very shortly. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on a Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg N Bottle. So Tony Conja's coming in, and he's bringing Boy Meets. What is it again? The name of the company, it's a spinoff of Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Boy Drinks World Bitters.
Yes. Yes.
So Ram Udwin is coming in with Boy Drinks World Bitters. Tony Conja, I believe, is probably going to be making some craft cocktails in studio.
I'm pretty excited about this because I never know really when to use bitters. Like, it was always, to me, I'm like, oh, well, an old fashioned has bitters.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why else you have them.
I agree with you. I think I've made a drink with bitters only one other time other than making an old fashioned at home.
Yeah, and I've done it as we've done Bar Cart Friday here, making drinks.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
use
that's
bitters.
true. Yeah, yeah, it'll be
But
interesting.
before that, an old fashioned. I don't know what else uses bitters.
I never knew that there were other types of bitters other than just orange.
Correct.
And it turns out there's a million flavors.
There's so
there's
many.
ones that are good for margaritas. There's ones that are good for other tequila drinks. I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun.
I was
Yeah,
hoping
very
Ben Savage would be coming in. You know, the whole Boy Meets World thing.
Maybe
Or
next
Topanga
time.
Or
Lawrence.
Fred
Oh
Savage.
my gosh.
Ben Savage is his brother who was in Boy Meets World.
Oh, really? That's his brother?
Mhm.
Fred Savage, dude, Wonder Years was
Yeah.
so great. Winnie Cooper, still have a crush on her.
Yeah.
Dude, and Fred Savage was in
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Mhm.
Golly.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good run.
Yeah,
the
they did.
Savages.
Savages. Savage. Hashtag savage.
So Reba McEntire, Post Malone, and Andra Day are set to perform at the Super Bowl pregame. So Super Bowl 58 is going to be star-studded from the jump. Reba, I believe, is singing the national anthem.
That is correct.
Post Malone,
correct.
America the Beautiful.
Do you think she'll go right into Fancy? Give me one chance, Fancy, don't let me down.
Probably.
Oh,
Dude,
and
that
Andra
would be
Day is going to
American.
be singing Lift Every Voice and Sing.
I don't know who Andra Day is.
I don't either. Let's see if this article has it. I've never heard her music. Doesn't mean she's not great. I'm
Right,
sure
right.
she is if she's singing at the Super Bowl.
So
but
a lot of people are already eye rolling the Post Malone thing for is it God Bless America? That's what he's
Yeah.
saying. The
or
dude
America
can
the
s-
Beautiful?
The dude can sing.
Yeah, he can.
Like
yeah.
everyone thinks of him as like a mumble rapper. I was at that concert here in San Diego. He can sing. Travis was there too, and he was embarrassing everybody around him.
Listen,
But
I loved the concert. I thought it was fantastic. I thought he did a great job. I think he can sing okay.
have you heard him sing country?
Kind of sings like me, which is like
way better than you, and you're a good singer.
No. I'm a terrible singer, and if he's way better than me, I think he's still below average on the singer. I don't know about
I think
this
he's going
one.
to surprise you.
I hope so. Yeah, I've heard him sing, and I think it's okay. I don't think it's mine. It's not Chris Stapleton. We'll be at Petco Park March 2nd. You want to keep listening for a keyword there if you want to win tickets. But I mean, it's good. He's fun. I'm a little nervous about this one.
Viva Padres on YouTube. Post Malone, talented as heck.
Oh, I agree. I am not saying that. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying he doesn't throw out hit after hit after hit. I'm not saying his concert wasn't phenomenal. I'm just saying, as far as singers go, hey, maybe better than Beyonce.
I will say this: people who can sing, and Travis can, they are more critical, a lot more critical of singers. Like my sister, she's like, she can sing for real. She sung at my wedding. She sung Ave Maria. She's like an opera trained singer.
And we haven't had her on the show yet.
What? We could do boats and hose.
Oh my God! Yes, we can. Oh, no. So I grew up in a house of like musicians, and I'll be like, I like this band, and they'll be like, lead singer sucks. I'll be like, wait, what? And then they would show me like, they'd almost be like, I've clipped together a quick collage of times where he's really screwed the pooch.
Yeah, I do that too. I do that. I do that. I'm guilty for sure.
Every time Post Malone is in San Diego, from here until eternity, I will be at the concert on my feet every single time.
Also, Usher, I guess he had a digital cover for his Super Bowl halftime performance.
He was trying to tee that up for you.
It's okay. Hang on.
Wait,
we're not going to hit all of them.
Hang on. There could be more feet coming.
Oh yeah, there could be. And he said that for the highly anticipated show, he's got some little secrets that he's going to unveil. Yeah.
I hope the secrets are somebody else comes out and performs.
Dude,
hater.
It's insane. I know
Usher's awesome.
Usher comes out, everybody's going to be on their feet, and hopefully in those shoes they have art supports.
Yes. However, I'm not saying I will not be up shaking my booty to boom bop, boom bop, boom bop, boom bop. Yeah. So sorry. Take that, rewind it back. Usher's got the beats that make the booty go.
I like that song a lot. I really, really do. I also like the Good Feet store.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you why. Those art supports I was talking about, man, they have numerous benefits, from better performance than anything you do to pain relief. That's really my chief concern. I went to the Good Feet store because they're promoting this idea. If you just wear these art supports inside your shoes, you're going to feel better on a daily basis. So I don't know if you're a golfer and you find yourself with a sore lower back after a day walking around the golf course, or taking the grandkids or the kids out to a theme park, or, just, I don't know, walking around the mall, or if you have a job on your feet, it can get really tiring. Your knees, your ankles, your feet, your hip, your back. I mean, anything can become a problem for you. But with the Good Feet store art supports, I have a million more good days compared to the bad days when it comes to lower body joint pain. It's been an unbelievable a change of fate. So if you're like me and you've struggled for a long time, you're looking for an answer, maybe you got that MRI scheduled, maybe you're going to be heading in to the doctor or an orthopedist to be talking about some of the discomfort you're feeling, go to the Good Feet store. They got 200 plus locations around the United States and overseas. They've been doing this for 30 years. Check them out at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com.
Hour number 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Progressive Insurance. We're going to start off with the NFL playoffs. The divisional round is here. It gets going tomorrow afternoon. Texans heading to Baltimore. They got the Ravens. Then Saturday night, the NFC 1 seed 49ers. They'll host the Green Bay Packers, who have been on fire lately. On Sunday, it's the NFC first. The Lions hosting the Tampa Bay Bucks. And Sunday night, the rematch from one of last year's best postseason games, the Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Sticking with the NFL, it looks like Cliff Kingsbury is trying to make another run at the NFL here. The former Cardinals head coach interviewing with the Chicago Bears today, who are coming to LA to meet with him for their offensive coordinator role. College hoops, Aztecs hit the road tomorrow for a 10 a.m. matchup with Boise State. We get on the air at 9:30. Listen here on San Diego Sports 760. Progressive Commercial Insurance can help protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Yeah! Woo! Good morning and happy Friday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you this morning, and we have a guest in studio who I think scared. I frightened with my loud shouting. That's unfortunate. This happens a lot. Good morning, everybody out there who's joining us for the first time, waking up on a Friday. We have awesome tickets. Chris Stapleton coming to town in March. So we're going to be giving you the keyword to win those tickets a little bit later on.
The keyword that we definitely talked about,
Dude,
that we got ready.
We have that keyword, and just you wait. We're going to be giving it to everybody.
That's
and
right.
Wait till you hear it today. Every day we really do
really
good job
good.
planning that keyword.
Yeah. Today we tried to have the conversation pre-show, and TD immediately said, "Oh, we'll just rock out."
Yeah.
Well, no. Well,
I don't know if he. First of all, who uses the term rock out? Hey, dude, let's just rock out instead.
That's exactly what he said.
There was more to the phrase, though. It was rock out. Okay. We have a guest in here now. I can't say that.
Okay, look, it's a shame that that's the way you speak. I'm embarrassed for our show.
By the way, you said the word first.
I did?
Yeah, you said the word first. And you were like, oh, I love roosters in the morning.
That's what we get for trying to show prep.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. I mean, what we'll do is we'll rock out with our our roosters, just roaming freely.
Perfect segue to welcome on the show Kelsey Cook, who's going to be playing at American Comedy Co. this weekend. Sorry, Kelsey.
Thank you so much. I'm HR. I got sent in secretly, so
we
people
know
are
that's
losing
not
jobs
true.
this morning.
We know that's not true because our company will not pay for that.
Human resources was one of the first sacrifices after the pandemic, because with cancel culture on the rise, they're like, yeah, we're cool. I think we could they walk the plank first. Yeah. So no HR department to speak of. That's fine. Okay. Which explains the introduction. Right. Kelsey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're really good. We're really happy to see you. We've been talking about your Instagram is hysterical.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
What social media for you? Like we were just having a conversation about something else, different station, and social media responsibilities. Do you like it at all? Like, is it something you're interested in doing, or is it more like something you have to do for the job now?
Yeah, I think I used to like it more. And then it's kind of one of those things where the more you do it, the more you realize all of the insanity that comes with that. Now I look at my friends from home who are just nurses who have like 50 Instagram friends, and they just post a picture of their kid twice a year. And I'm like, God, that seems so nice. Because now
all I want to do is take a photo of this lasagna I'm getting ready to eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the more followers you get, on one hand, it's fantastic, and sometimes people are amazing, and you love when people come out to shows, but it also then does create more trolls, and you just get the craziest comments. And I do think you get a thicker skin the longer you do it, but it's still like I had a guy leave a comment recently that was like, if she lost 40 pounds, she'd be smoking. I was like,
Jesus.
do you want me to be 12? Like, 40 pounds is a third of my body. I mean, so it's like,
Yeah, but I'm into 80 pounds. What can I say? There's Jesus.
Oh
I
man.
mean, so you're like that actually is interesting you bring that up. The comments, I kind of ignore the comments, but what gets really intrusive are direct messages. And I leave the messages open, which I might change at some point.
No, keep them open. I like the stories.
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten comments from usually gentlemen about my ass. Like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah, like when he says usually, gentlemen, if it's not a
Exclusively.
100%, yeah, I mean, it's nearly 100%.
Yeah. To put it in baseball terms, I'd be in the Hall of Fame. I'm batting 1,000. Like,
Wow.
I'm the Ted Williams of getting, hey, nice fat ass comments on Instagram or direct messages. Where to the point there have been like requests for like, hey, dude, like, what do you do with your underwear after you're done with them? Just like,
My God, I
Yeah.
would never think that you were getting those messages.
Yeah.
yeah.
By the way, what
it's-
do you do with your underwear? After
Yeah, everybody's.
Everyone's talking about that.
You user
Wait,
9933667
no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Now, are you posting a lot of
thirst traps.
booty thirst traps? Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
mostly.
say.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
It's a lot of very seductive stuff. It's
okay.
more of like a branding thing.
Sure.
Honestly. Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, that is honestly the next jump. They came for our HR. Pretty soon it'll be my job, and that'll be on OnlyFans. Exclusive
Listen,
content.
you can make a lot of money there.
Yeah.
It'll work out.
Yeah.
I think. Actually, I don't know. Like, do guys make a lot of money on OnlyFans? I
There's
don't know the
gotta
answer to
be
that. I
an
never
answer
see
to that
stories on that.
question.
Richwood
You
Hang on.
think?
Wait. Well, how so?
in one specific community.
Well,
Well,
hang on. Let me see.
yeah,
Guys
but I mean,
on OnlyFans.
Wait, hold on. Is OnlyFans like? I mean, it's not just for straight people.
No, it's for everybody.
It's
dude.
for everyone.
It's the
It's for
internet.
I
Internet's for
don't know. I
everyone.
almost it's like
Hey, people.
Grinder and what's the other one? Tinder.
Oh no, it's not a dating app though.
Well, that's
It's-
true.
It's like a subscription platform.
Right.
Which I
right.
think was mostly initially kind of branded as more porny.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
But-
OnlyFans. Yeah, for
OnlyFans
sure. Sorry, I
was?
was searching this.
But-
But that but now I think people just have regular, like, you can use it like a Patreon, I think.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
on there.
Yeah.
Because-
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
all heading
Yeah,
in
we're
this
all
direction.
headed there, Kelsey.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
all
gonna
headed there.
be-
We're also headed to American Comedy Company. You're going to be playing there tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30 and 9:30. If you want to grab
Yeah.
tickets, AmericanComedyCO.com.
Thank you. Yeah, last night's show was the first one of this tour and the crowd was so great. This club and San Diego crowds are just the best. So it was awesome.
Yeah, it's a great room. We've been there a couple of times recently, actually, and it's every time we go. I mean, people want to laugh here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you find that touring as a comedian, when you get on stages in certain cities, you're just like this? I mean, nobody here is in the mood. Like, why did they even show up to this?
Oh, absolutely. There are places where you're like, did somebody run into your home and turn all the lights on and pull you out of bed and force you to come here tonight? Like, where people seem so deeply unhappy to be there. It's like, you had to have consented to coming here. This couldn't have been forced.
We had you sign waivers at the door.
Yeah.
You actually paid for a ticket.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a parking ticket.
Yeah.
Right. I will say though that generally another upside of social media and having a following get bigger is that then when you're going to each city, you are getting people that genuinely want to come out and see you. It's not people who are like, oh, we'll try this comedy club, or sometimes I'll get like older people who see a clip of mine and they're like, she looks like our granddaughter, and I'm like, I promise you I don't talk like her. It's not gonna be what you think it is. So
She's 80 pounds.
she's 80 pounds. Look at her.
She would be better if she lost 40 pounds.
That'd be so funny if that's who trolled me. It was like the 80-year-old in
You
Cleveland.
look yeah, you would remind me more of Bethany if you just lost a couple lbs.
So, guys, I went to Kelsey's show last year and it was awesome. But
Oh,
you
thank
talked a
you.
lot about your foosball prowess.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's very bizarre. My my entire family and I are world champion foosball players.
Okay. Should have led with that,
Okay.
Kelsey. Wow.
I know,
What?
sorry.
World champion
Wait,
foosball
what does
players?
that even mean?
hold
What
on.
does that even
Well,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
World championship.
Yeah.
The world
Yes.
comes where to participate?
Yes.
Where
The
do they
world
oh,
comes
Yes,
yeah.
where-
yes.
What a great sentence. So they were held in Dallas for a really long time. They've been held in Lexington in more recent years. But yeah, my mom is in the Foosball Hall of Fame. That's in
What?
Vegas.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Okay.
ask where
Naturally,
is the
naturally in Vegas.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
What's your mom's fame? What's your mom's name?
Kathy.
Kathy Cook.
Yeah, Kathy Brainerd.
Okay, got it.
Mhm,
Okay,
yeah.
and she's in the World Foosball Hall of Fame in Vegas.
Yes.
This is insane.
How
Wow,
is foosball
foosball
a
champ.
sport you get to be like really competitive in? Are there foosball leagues?
Yes. So there's an international foosball league, and every tournament you go and play in, if you win, your rank goes up. So they have different point systems and different ranks. But yeah, I mean,
Wow.
my parents met playing in a professional foosball tournament. So like, I literally would not exist.
This is absolutely
Hold on,
incredible.
Hold on.
Foosball.
So I look up your mom. I see a photo, which I believe is you playing your mom foosball.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then first thing I noticed in the background, there's a poster of I don't know who that is playing basketball. Spud Webb, maybe.
Sure.
And then next to that, another what looks like a movie poster called Foosballers.
Yeah, I'm
There-
in it, and my
there-
mom's in it.
There's a movie.
It's so
called
good, you guys.
Foosballer?
It's real. I mean, listen, I'm biased.
Classic
But-
struggle between good and evil.
It's so good. It's a documentary, and it followed 5 of the top players that year in their
I am
their
watching
journey
this
to the championships.
tonight.
It's really
What?
good.
I'm really into documentaries. I love it when I'm learning. Like this is such a fascinating. This is scratching all the right spots in my brain because I didn't. Okay, all right. So I played football. You have to be. I mean, obviously, football is very popular, but you have to be really good to be good at football. And like, there's a noticeable difference every level up, right? College compared to high school,
Right.
NFL compared to college. Like, you will get your head kicked in at first if you're not like. So
Yeah.
foosball, is it like so when you go and compete at local tournaments versus like world tournaments, is there a noticeable jump up in the competition?
Yeah, I mean, like slightly less physical injury risk than football.
Okay.
Like a little bit,
Like,
but
more carpal
a
tunnel.
little more. Yeah, my wrist is all messed up. But.
Is that true? Like you actually have like wrist injuries?
Well, I have a cyst in my wrist that's not. I don't think it's from foosball, but like there's a shot called the rollover where you put the handle on your wrist,
Oh,
and when you're ready to shoot, you roll up and catch it. And I've seen people rip the skin open on their wrist from shooting it over and over.
Wait a second. So you're telling me like
Hold on.
there is like a potential
It's
of injury?
really, yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Talk to me about Wrists of Fury. What?
So Wrists of Fury is my foosball web series that's on
Yes.
YouTube.
This is awesome.
I love that you guys love this.
Yes.
It's there are 25 episodes, and I would challenge other comedians at foosball, and we would do like everything we could to try to get them to win. Like I would play blindfolded or handcuffed or all kinds of things, and I remain undefeated.
That is
What?
unbelievable. Okay.
How do we not have a foosball table here?
So you were originally scheduled to come in at 7:30. So we scrambled guests. We got to jump in with Jared Smith, who's a betting expert. Could you
Yeah.
hang out for a little bit longer so
yeah, no
we
problem.
can?
I have another spot after this. But
Oh,
as
okay,
long as
okay,
I'm out
yeah,
before
yeah.
that,
If you don't
yeah.
have time, it's fine. But
No, I
this
believe
is,
it's today. I
Okay,
believe
great.
it's today.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. But we have to do this real quick. I'm
Yeah,
so
no
sorry.
problem.
And then we'll get back with Kelsey Cook if
No
there's
problem.
time. American Comedy Co. The foosball web series again is what?
It's called Wrists of Fury. And you can also my YouTube special is called The Hustler, and I talk about foosball in that. So go check that out.
I am so. This is awesome. All right. Oh, that's great.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. If you, yeah, or wherever, it doesn't matter. All right. In college hoops, we got a big one coming up for the Aztecs tomorrow. They're going to be heading to Idaho today, take on Boise State, the Broncos tomorrow morning. Tip off at 10 a.m. Pregame beginning at 9:30 right here on your home of Aztecs Athletics, San Diego Sports 760. NFL playoffs divisional round kicks off tomorrow afternoon. Texans on the road at Baltimore, the 1 seed. The nightcap's going to be the Packers heading out to San Francisco. They'll face the 49ers, the 1 seed in the NFC. Then Sunday, we got the Bucks heading to Detroit to take on the Lions. Evening game's going to be Kansas City, the Chiefs heading to Buffalo. It's going to be a cold one. to face the Bills. Also, we have some not breaking news, but interesting notes out of the NFL. Ohio State is set to hire former NFL head coach Bill O'Brien to be the school's new offensive coordinator. Buckeyes head coach Ryan Day has spent part of the last offseason exploring bringing in an experienced coordinator who will allow him to give up play calling duties. And then the Arizona Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury, former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, is taking an interview with the Bears for their OC opening. They've interviewed 9 candidates so far. Okay, jumping in with Jared Smith, Fox Sports Radio's lead betting analyst, our lead betting analyst as well, and my co-host on the Weekends Countdown to Kickoff. You can hear that right here on San Diego Sports 760 from 6 to 9 a.m. every Saturday morning. Jared, how you doing, man?
Rich, I'm just impressed you could still speak after the hot chip challenge I saw on the internet the other day.
Yeah, we did that Pocky Spicy one chip challenge as a payoff to the season-long win total bet we had on this show. So whoever lost was supposed to eat it.
Yeah.
We tied.
We all lost.
We all so
right.
we tied,
but
and
we
so
all won getting to watch you eat it. So it was all we were the winners of that.
Don't worry, Jared. We're sending one with Rich tomorrow. You're going to eat it on air tomorrow.
Yeah,
on
right.
Your,
No, don't do it,
countdown
Jared.
to kickoff.
Jared, if
58 minutes, Rich. You're a cyborg, bro.
yeah, and then my body took a turn. All of a sudden, I legitimately, I don't know if this is true, but I imagine that's what labor feels like. I remember
oh my gosh,
describing it to Anne, and she agreed.
Yeah, that's a dangerous road to go down.
Listen, what you don't want to do is mention that to your wife, because I started to go down that road and bring it up, and I mean, she lost her mind over I compare anything to labor. Kelsey Cook, comedian in studio, laughing as I bring that up.
And when I said Anne agreed, I mean she told me that I'm an a-hole, and then she walked out of the room. Jared Smith joining us. So Jared, looking at the divisional round here, what day, we'll start with what day intrigues you the most? Like, is it going to be the Saturday slate you're most interested in, or the Sunday?
I think the best games are on Sunday, right? Those are the tightest lines. I know that the number 1 seeds play on Saturday, so we haven't seen those teams yet. So a little bit, we get the surprise of which one of those teams is going to lay an egg. Is one of those teams going to lay an egg? I think the matchups favor both favorites on Saturday. I think the one fly in the ointment could be if Jordan Love's hot hand just stays hot. Because I think if you ranked the 4 quarterbacks on Saturday, I think Brock Purdy's 4th, right? Like, I think I feel comfortable saying, obviously, Lamar Jackson's going to be 1. I think you can make a case for Stroud and Love. I think you give Stroud the nod right now because he's had the better regular season. But Love's been coming on late, and the analytics say Love's like a top 3 quarterback in the league over the second half of the year. So you can make the argument 2nd or 3rd, Stroud, Love. But I think, to me, it's pretty obvious Brock Purdy, in terms of his overall skill set and, the upside, is probably the 4th best quarterback on Saturday. So when you've got the quarterback disadvantage, and that is the one thing I could see maybe San Francisco tripping up on, because let's be honest, the last time we saw Brock Purdy play a really important game, he threw 4 interceptions. So, is there going to be some nerves and, the defecating down the leg syndrome for him on Saturday? But if he plays calm and collected, I think the Niners offense has enough. And I really think the Ravens Texans is a big mismatch, guys. I know CJ Stroud's looked great. He shoved it up my tuchus the last couple of weeks, but I think going on the road, it kind of reminds me of that Jets game from a few weeks ago when they really got pummeled and Stroud got hurt, and, can't compare the Jets offense to the Ravens offense. I think the Ravens offense will have more success running it, but man, oh man, I think CJ Stroud's in for a really tough afternoon on Saturday.
Yeah, you know what, Jared? I mean, as you're looking at these games, though, are you going to pick either of these underdogs to win, or are you just taking the points?
No, I'm going with. So on Saturday, I'm laying it with the Ravens. I think that's the only big bet I'm making on Saturday. I think on Sunday is a little bit different of an animal. I can see both dogs winning outright, but I'm a little bit more concerned about Tampa. I think if you go back and watch the game from, I think it was week 5, it was back in like mid-October, when the Bucs played the Lions. The Lions won that game pretty handily. The Bucs had their chances. If you go back, I watched some of the highlights from that game. Baker had some throws that he missed. Maybe he makes them in this game. But the Lions were without Jahmyr Gibbs. They were without Montgomery. He got hurt in the second quarter of that game. Jameson Williams was playing his second game of the season. They were without Gardner Johnson and another starter in the secondary. Jonah Jackson, the left guard, was out. So the Lions were without a lot of big pieces, especially running the ball. And they still won by 2 scores over Tampa. So I think the Bucs defense is going to have to really be stout against the run, because I think the Lions are going to try to pound the ball with that really good offensive line. In the Chiefs-Bills game, I mean, let's be honest, guys. How can you not take 2 points, or maybe at some point this week we get the full 3 with Patrick Mahomes? Like, how can you not take 3 points with Patrick Mahomes in the playoff game? I think that's the only way to bet the game. You want to take the money line, that's fair, but I think the Chiefs, to me, as an underdog on Sunday, makes a whole lot of sense.
Jared, as much as your Brock Purdy take wanted to make me vomit and leave and hang up on you immediately, I will say I respect your opinion a lot, and I want to know what your best bet is.
Yeah, I think it's the Ravens, guys. I think from what I've seen this week, the Texans are really, really hot to trot right now. Like, they're kind of the toast of the town. You can make a case the Packers are as well. But I think the Packers matchup is a little more favorable. I do think the Niners defense, especially in the secondary, has had some moments this year where they've lapsed. Whereas I haven't seen that as much with the Ravens. And I think as long as they get pressure and as long as the Ravens can run the ball, I think it's going to be a really tough day for C.J. Stroud. Outdoors, cold weather, tough defense. So I'll say Ravens -9.5, best bet of the week.
There you go. There you go. Lock it in then. Okay, Jared, we appreciate it, man. As you come on every single week, countdown to kickoff tomorrow morning. That's every Saturday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Stop it.
Have fun eating that chip, Jared.
No, he's not eating a chip.
Throw it away,
Have a
Jared.
good night,
Throw it away.
Thanks, buddy. We'll do it again soon. There he goes. Jared Smith. Again, Fox Sports Radio's lead betting analyst, joins us every single week to give us an update on the Vegas betting
Defecating
lines.
down his leg.
That's what he said.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna
the
happen to
man
Brock
said.
Purdy. It's gonna happen to Brock Purdy.
Could be nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna notice in those white pants.
It's funny. That's the only game that has serious weather issues. The one in California, the Niners Packers game, is the one that's going to be rainy.
Inclement weather from the waist down.
Right.
But I think that benefits Niners, don't you think, with Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, well, it definitely benefits whoever shows up with a better run game. Although you look at Aaron Jones,
He's been incredible since he's gotten healthy and into the postseason.
Yeah, I mean it's a coin flip when weather happens, because obviously turnovers can decide a game. That's the most important stat. All right, enough of this. This is just complete nonsense. Yes, we have the divisional round coming up this weekend.
Football. I want to talk about foosball.
Yeah, we're gonna skip football. We're gonna get back to foosball with Kelsey Cook, AmericanComedyCo.com for tickets to her 7:30, 9:30 show tonight and tomorrow night. She joins us on the other side.
Comedian Kelsey Cook joins us here coming up next. And are the Packers just a bunch of bullies? We'll get to it next.
This update presented by Progressive Insurance. Starting off in the NFL playoffs, the divisional round is here. It gets going tomorrow afternoon with the Texans heading to Baltimore. They got the 1-seed Ravens. Then on Saturday night, the NFC 1-seed 49ers hosting the Green Bay Packers. On Sunday, NFC first with the Detroit Lions hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sunday night, it's going to be a rematch from last year's postseason. The Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be cold. It's going to be like 10 degrees when that game kicks off. Sticking in the NFL, looks like Cliff Kingsbury trying to make another run at the league. The former Cardinals head coach interviewing with the Bears today for their offensive coordinator role. And College Hoops Aztecs on this station tomorrow morning. 10 a.m. tip-off with Boise State. We get on the air at 9:30. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
It's Kelsey Cook joining us here. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760 on a Bar Card Friday. Yeah, brought to you by Keg N Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. We do have Chris Stapleton tickets that we will be giving away, so keep it locked in here for the keyword. But in the meantime, Kelsey Cook joining us live here in studio. She's going to be out at the American Comedy Company tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30, 9:30. You can get tickets at AmericanComedyCode.com. But Kelsey, good to have you back here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So that bit, I mean, that resonated so much because in my household,
You have
I'm
disgusting pillows.
100%.
Yeah, right.
So my wife's a drooler.
Okay.
Like, at night.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah,
like
there
kind
it
of
is.
like a wide open mouth. Like she will just let it all. I mean, and so she'll destroy pillows. She will destroy. It's
You
like
make her sound like a Great Dane.
no,
Just a Rottweiler, just like gobs of drool at night.
just like sharing a bed with a Saint Bernard. Like there's gonna be hot, wet spots. Like where I'm just like, yeah, that's not what I was looking for. That's terrible.
Yeah.
No, so like the pillows, I mean, in our bed, it is very much like there's a line. There's a divided line, like your pillows stay over there.
You keep your hazmat over there, lady.
I will replace pillows.
Yeah.
But the towels, I have no problem holding on to a towel. I think we have towels from the Obama administration. I mean, maybe from the Clinton years.
Oh my god.
So, and you're right. They turn it. We don't really. We have a tiny little dog, so I mean, we like a bounty or a roll paper towel, whatever. But
okay.
trampoline towels. That's what they turn into.
Wow.
At our house.
Or to like wash the car.
Car wash towels.
Yeah,
Yeah, car wash towels.
Because when you're getting rid of things, to donate, nobody wants a used towel.
No.
That's probably, you could go to jail for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So then you're like, well, but why would I just throw this away? I'm sure that there's something I can use this for, like to clean with. So, but that's why you end up with ones that are like 100 years old. They're disgusting.
Like
They're
a home
so gross.
birth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god! One of my teammates. He's talked about it publicly, so I can share it. But Phillip Rivers, who is the former quarterback for the Chargers, when we were playing together my final season with the Chargers, he and my wife were pregnant at the same time.
Okay.
And his wife Tiff did a home birth, like in a blow up inflatable swimming pool for that kid. And the description, I won't even. But part of it involved taking the inflatable pool into the backyard and dumping out the contacts far away from the house.
Oh,
like, yeah,
my God.
the whole thing.
But
did
he have enough towels? Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Okay, good.
Oh God. Would love if they turned that into a bouncy castle
What?
for the kids' birthday party. Like, is that placenta on that still? What? Please burn this.
It was a fun 6th birthday at the Rivers household. However, the several inflatable pools with afterbirth were alarming.
God. Good God.
It was that was a tough conversation because like, we're having the kid. I'm like, not at your house, Philip. We're gonna go to a hospital.
Yeah.
Like, because we're not on the Oregon Trail.
Right. Kelsey, you were born and you grew up in Washington.
Yeah, in Spokane.
And then you now live out in Minnesota.
I do.
You guys are
What a terrible choice.
You guys
yeah.
It's cold out there. It's cold.
Okay. I've been in Minnesota in the winters. Why? What
Exactly.
happened?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so funny that you ask it like that because I was just starting to talk about it like that on stage where I decided to move there last year in the month of January.
What?
Like an absolute psychopath.
Wait, have you been there before?
And I went one time before. Listen, I moved there to live with my boyfriend.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's why I did it in January.
Yeah, that's love, by the way.
Yeah. Winter sucks. It's better when there's somebody inside you. That's how I feel. Get that cross stitched on a pillow, perhaps.
Stitched on a pillow that you will keep for 35 years.
Yes, that your wife can drool on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I told people I was doing that. Nobody's like, oh my God, that's amazing. I've always wanted to live in Minnesota. Good for you. Everybody's like, oh my God, what happened?
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself? And it is insane.
It's beautiful in the summer though.
It is beautiful. That's the only.
But how long is the summer? Like 5 weeks?
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The comedy club manager last night when I said, oh, I'm going to morning radio early in the morning, he's like, oh my God, it's going to be freezing. It's going to be like 50. And I just wanted to be like, you have no idea what trauma I've been through in Minnesota the last 2 months.
It's so bad.
It's literally like it's -2 and feels like -23 there right now.
Oof.
It's
that's
pretty
I
crazy.
don't think humans are meant to live in that.
No.
I agree.
Right. Yeah.
I agree.
Can you talk your boyfriend into moving out of Minnesota?
He's also a touring comedian and he's from there originally. He has 2 kids. And so I feel like that always kind of, they're a little older.
Yeah.
They're 19 and 24, but Minnesota is actually a great place to tour out of because it's very central. You know, if you live in
Gotcha.
LA
Oh, that is true.
Right,
and you're on a
right.
plane every week
Right.
to the East Coast, that's pretty brutal.
You guys have a podcast together.
We do.
What's the podcast?
It's called Pretend Problems.
and
So,
you
yeah.
focus on
we talk about like fights we've had and what we
Good.
think is a real issue that we
Good.
should have thought about, or things where it's just like maybe you didn't sleep the night before and you're just just like looking for a fight.
how many great
Dude,
how many times on the podcast do you bring up something and then podcast is over? Now we're gonna have the
Now
real
we've got a
argument.
real problem,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
That's a great question. It hasn't happened much, I will say. I mean, we've been together for over a year, and starting to work together, you see a completely different side of somebody. Like, it becomes then a business part of your relationship too. So we had to do a couple things where, he had ideas of like how the show would be structured, and I had ideas, and then you just get in there and go. And afterwards, I have to sometimes be like, your face looks like a serial killer sometimes because you're not smiling ever. Like, we gotta let's jazz hands it a little bit. This is on YouTube. But he'll usually be the first one to go. He'll like say on the show, like, if you're watching on YouTube and I look like I'm about to murder somebody, it's because our dog, just like peed on the carpet or whatever. Like, he'll give a behind the scenes of like everything's okay.
Yeah, we just watched our Saint Bernard just take a giant steamer on the hallway rug.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's so I love him so much. He's amazing. But we have had kind of like a running joke because early on in our relationship, he he like had a lot of walls up. He didn't want to show his cards too quickly, I don't think. And so we would go on dates and he would just be stone faced, like expressionless.
And
So
you're
you-
like, you know what? I need to move to
Yeah.
Minnesota
Yeah.
for this man.
What sucks?
Any
though-
woman with daddy issues is like, listen, I can fix this. I can win here. And here we are.
But you didn't find out he was an air hockey guy until
Oh,
several
right,
months in.
yeah.
So I mean,
Foosball is the only thing I can beat him at. He is infuriatingly good at every other sport.
Oh, wow.
And I grew up playing sports. So usually in relationships, I feel like I've been able to hold my own and whatever. But he kind of destroys me.
I married a volleyball player, and one time she was like, I
Yeah.
am faster than you. And I was like, there's no chance you're faster than me. I was like, you're on like a 10-foot square. I was like, we're on football fields. I was,
Yeah.
and she won a national championship at Penn State. So
Oh
one
my
time we
God.
actually had a race. We actually had a race.
Incredible.
Now I'm 310 pounds at the
Did you
time.
smoke her?
Oh, dude, I blew the doors
Hell
off.
yeah.
Oh my God. And it was like, I actually felt bad. We were at the
Oh,
track
God.
at UCLA. So we just pull up. I do a quick stretch and warm up. I'm like, this is going to be light work. And now she's taking it seriously. Like, she's doing laps and she did a whole like dynamic
Whoa.
warm up. She's like,
wow.
I'm like, oh my God.
I don't
I'm
even know
like-
what a dynamic warm up is.
and so now I'm getting a
Yeah.
little nervous, but we get on the line. And within the first 3 steps, I'm like, it is over. I mean, I did like a long jog after I'm done. I turned around. She pulled her hamstring like at 20
Quote,
yards in.
unquote.
and then-
Yo,
Well, yeah.
faked an injury.
And then I was in trouble for the rest of the trip. I was
Yeah.
out in
That was
LA
a dumb move.
before
That
we
was
were
a dumb
married.
move.
It was the
You
worst.
never want to finish before her.
Lap.
You
In
Why?
any
I didn't know Kelsey wanted to
sense.
cross stitch that.
In any
Hello.
sense. Thank you.
Right?
That's great wisdom.
Kelsey
Yeah.
Cook, you're going to be at an American Comedy Company tonight, tomorrow night, 7:30, 9:30. Don't miss it, guys. AmericanComedyCode.com. That's where you go to get the tickets. Kelsey, you are amazing. We
Oh,
appreciate
thank
you being here.
guys. Thanks for having me. It's so nice to meet you. This was so fun.
Great to meet you too. All right, coming up next, we'll get back to the divisional round in the NFL playoffs. And we got those Chris Stapleton tickets, so be listening for the code word.
Yeah, and new year, better savings. I always say that. I'm going to cross stitch that on a pillow at my house because I love North County Cadillac GMC. Come on. I mean, who doesn't? At North County Cadillac GMC, they're offering incredible deals to help you get your new car started right. So if you're looking for a truck that can handle everything, you won't find a better deal on a truck as powerful and as versatile as the GMC Sierra 1500 than at North County Cadillac GMC. Stop by and tell the manager there, the GM, Jamie, that Travis sent you. Tell him TD sent you in there. He's going to take care of you. He's going to make sure that you get the best deal possible on your new truck. And I'm telling you, you, they got the truck you're looking for. They just got a bunch of new ones in. I was just there a few days ago. I was checking them out, took a couple for a test drive. And look, go down there and test drive a Sierra 1500. Just try it for yourself. Sit inside the thing, sit inside the cab, look at all the technology in it. It's absolutely beautiful. It is the most comfortable ride you're ever going to ride around in. And if you're thinking, you know what, I don't know, I need a family car. This is it. This is it. Drive a truck. It'll change your life. You're going to use it as a grocery getter. All of a sudden, you're throwing lumber in the back of it. All of a sudden, ladies, those home projects are getting done. Get a Sierra 1500. But there's a reason why North County Cadillac GMC was voted San Diego's best domestic auto dealer in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. Find out why. Stop by North County Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall to test drive the GMC Sierra 1500 today. North County Cadillac GMC, exceeding your expectations every time.
Coming up next, we'll get to Brock Purdy. Yeah, and why he should be worried about his safety in the upcoming matchup. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We've got a Bar Car Friday here, getting set up as we speak. Tony Kanja, Nevin just walked in with Rom from Boy Drinks Bitters. We're really, really excited. What do you got? Rom pointed at me. What do you got? Sorry, Boy Drinks World Bitters. Yeah, now we got it right. There it is. Sorry. I love that name. We'll explain why in a second here, but we're getting set up. We got a whole bar getting thrown together here. As you hear the sultry sounds of Chris Stapleton. Now, Stapleton's playing at Petco Park on March 2nd. That's a huge show. We got a pair of tickets as we've had every day of the week so far. Today on the show, we got to give out a code word. We will do that very, very soon.
Today's also your last chance to win these tickets, and I just looked at the prices this morning. You want to win them because it's going to run you north of $200 for a pair of tickets to get to Petco Park and see them. So win them.
Yeah, winning them, I would suggest, because, these are going to be pricey as we get closer to that show. No question about it. Really fun talking to Kelsey Cook. Again, you could see her tonight and tomorrow night at American Comedy Co. Really, really funny comic. And also speaking, what do you got, Tony? Oh, go ahead.
I was just hoping she was still here.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. She's over at Rock right now. If you want to swing by and say she was hysterical.
No, we'll get her a drink. No worries.
Oh, sounds good. All right. So we're going to hook Kelsey Cook up with a drink. Hey, real quick, before we scram here and we start the Bar Car Friday festivities, we got to talk about this Packers 49ers matchup. There was a statement made on local Milwaukee radio that I'm sure is absolutely boiling Ben Fletcher's blood. We'll let you listen to this and then we'll get Fletcher's reaction.
A little bit of an eye roll, but he's right. If you want to shake up the game, it would make sense for the Packers to do that. And that might be the chance the Packers have in this game is if they can rattle Brock Purdy. I just don't think he gets rattled that easily. Like you think about Brock Purdy, his numbers against the blitz are better than his numbers with a clean pocket.
Well, that's when the blitz isn't getting home, because remember, when you're throwing against pressure and you're having success, I mean, your numbers obviously are better. If you get home though.
Also, who is this schmuck? What is it?
Mark Chimura? Oh, you mean Mark Chimura, who played in the NFL for a long time?
Total schmuck. Schmuck.
No, listen, I have no idea who he is in his personal life or how good of a broadcaster he is, but this shocks nobody who's played in the NFL. Like, this stuff gets talked about. You know, obviously you have a better chance of winning if a star gets hurt. Now, I don't think it's anybody's intention to hurt anybody out there. I certainly, during my playing career, didn't care or mind if like a really good pass rusher all of a sudden pulled a hammy. I'm pretty sure that makes my day a lot easier as an offensive lineman. I'm not necessarily rooting for that, but yeah, I mean, when we say, the politer way to say it is, hey, go get after him. Hey, go rattle that guy's cage. Hey, go hit him. Hit him a lot. When we're talking about hitting quarterbacks, what are we talking about? It's a violent game. You're talking about getting him to the ground.
Well, yeah, and look, you still want to hit him without the penalty. So, I mean, he's saying, what's 15 yards?
This is the same strategy everyone tried to employ against Tom Brady for a long time. It's the same strategy people tried to employ against Peyton Manning.
And it worked.
And it did work at times, but also Tom Brady has 6 freaking Super Bowls with the Patriots and 1 more with the Bucs.
That's absolutely true. And so does Brock Purdy.
It did not work. It did not work in Karate Kid. All right. He swept the leg. He showed no mercy. And then the crane kick came, which seems like you could defend easy against a crane kick.
Well, then it came again in that TV show.
Would have really sucked.
It's like in the TV show, though, the crane kick worked again. I mean, how?
But
how do you not see it coming?
There's only one move happening with the crane kick.
I mean, all of a sudden, both arms go skyward.
Yeah.
You know it's coming.
Guess what's coming next?
Yeah.
The crane kick.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But listen, some people say it's still, honestly, now you're talking, maybe the Packers should try to crane kick.
That's a good idea.
So you know what's coming with the crane kick. You also know what's coming with SDFatLoss.com, and that is you're going to drop a lot of weight, and you're going to do it really quickly. The 3 of us were able to lose a tremendous amount of weight in about 2 months' time, and really in about 3 weeks' time, we were shocked with how much the scale was moving. If you're tired of the yo-yo diets, if you're ready to make a big change for 2024, get on over to sdfatloss.com. Talk with Wayne and Chloe. They will hook you up. They are our weight loss team, and they are the ones who will be your weight loss team as well. sdfatloss.com. They got the secret for quick weight loss and, most importantly, lasting weight loss. We've talked about this a lot, but I dropped in 2 months down into the 230s. I stayed at the 230s until I rejoined the program and rejoined the reduction phase at the early 2024. This morning, I wake up, I'm 228 pounds. Like sdfatloss.com. That is the place to go if you want to lose weight and keep it off. No more of these fad diets or prescription medications, because those are just temporarily suppressing your hunger. As soon as you get off the drug, as soon as you get off the diet, your frustration and your weight will come right back to haunt you. sdfatloss.com is the way to lose weight and to keep it off. Get on over there for a free consultation today. TD, you got nothing to lose but
those unwanted pounds.
boom. Coming up next, it's a Bar Cart freaking Friday.
I thought he was going to say car keys.
This update is presented by Progressive Insurance. We will start off here in the NFL playoffs. The divisional round is here. It gets going tomorrow afternoon. Houston Texans heading to Baltimore. They got the 1-seed Ravens in the AFC. Then on Saturday night, the NFC 1-seed 49ers will host the Green Bay Packers. Sunday, it's the NFC first. The Detroit Lions heading to the Tampa Bay hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And on Sunday night, the rematch from last year's postseason, Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Sticking with the NFL, looks like Cliff Kingsbury trying to make another run at the NFL. The former Cardinals head coach is interviewing with the Bears today for their offensive coordinator role. And college hoops, Aztecs tomorrow taking on Boise State at Extra Mile Arena. We get it on the air at 9:30. John Schaefer and myself listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Ah, woo! Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you this lovely Friday morning. It is a Bar Card Friday brought to you by Keg N Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. So if you're getting ready for the NFL divisional playoffs and you need to get your goods and wares, Keg N Bottle is where you need to go. Also, KMB Bistro to watch the games.
Yeah.
Tony Conja in studio with us.
Yes, sir. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it. Happy to have you back in studio with us. This has been a turbulent week for us here at Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We had a season-long NFL bet where we all three tied, which means we all three lose. And we had to eat the spiciest tortilla chip on the planet.
That's right. That's right.
So to extinguish the flames, we brought in our very next and a popular guest because this is quite a spread we have. You've made quick friends of us. Ram Udwin from Boy Drinks World Bitters in studio with us. How you doing, Ram?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me, guys. I can't wait to make some drinks for you.
Oh, this is going to be great. Now, I'm worried here right off the get-go. Tony Conja pulling no punches. He's like, yeah, first thing we're having since you ate that Pocky One chip is a spicy margarita.
That's right. That's right. And this Serrano bitters is insane. So we put it in a glass for you so you can nose it because I know how you like to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like to nose it, Tony?
We smell everything here.
Travis is like a dog.
We're going to smell Ram next. Get over here, Ram.
I don't recommend that.
You shut your mouth.
It's how we make friends.
It's kind of like a pack of wolves.
This smells really, really good.
Does have a hell of a nose.
Yeah. Now, I'm a little worried to taste this though. Would this
Are we
be a little
allowed to
spicy?
taste it, or maybe it's just a little?
So undiluted, it's pretty hot. It's not Carolina Reaper hot, but it will linger on the tongue.
What?
Once it's in a drink, it's fine. One little squirt, it'll give you a nice little chili pepper flavor, some aroma, little tiny bit of spice.
Yep.
Rom
How
specifically
is
said
that, Rich?
you specifically said don't.
I know what he said, Tony. I heard what he said. I know he said don't do it. I did it, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'm actually happy I did because anything compared to what we did to our taste buds 2 days ago,
Mild.
I mean, this is. I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't know if it's because I've been so damaged this week, but what I taste is an extremely flavorful. I've never had bitters that taste like that. Normally I don't know. I'm not going to say they're not good on their own, but they're kind of not good on their own.
Well, so what you have here is the key difference. So this is a handmade product made here in San Diego by me. Stuff's all natural. We're using natural, fresh ingredients. And this one technically isn't a bitters because there's no bitter herbs in it. It's just that full Serrano pepper flavor extracted, which is what you want in a margarita. Or I even put it in beer a lot. So like a little squirt in your can of beer, give it a little
genius.
swirl. It's amazing. They got a great beer selection at Keg N Bottle.
Look at that.
Great place to go and get a nice cold beer. Anyway, so I just made a quick margarita here.
By the way, can you imagine what a psychopath I would look like if I showed up to a bar and they served me a draft beer and I was just like, excuse me, just a couple of drops of my own bitters.
Yeah. Like the lady you're with, a couple bloop, bloop, it hurt.
Yeah. Trust me, you're gonna want this.
Pretty sure that's how you go to jail.
No, it's fine. Fine.
No, it's fine. I'm with Rob. I'm with Rob. Don't take me.
Quickly, we have Chris Stapleton tickets that we're going to be giving
Oh,
away,
yeah.
but we got to give the keyword. So right now is the time you get the keyword.
Yeah.
So the keyword to win Chris Stapleton tickets that you will need when we tell you to call in will be in honor of Boy Drinks World.
Woo!
Fletch?
Topanga.
Topanga, of course. Topanga will be the keyword. That's what you need when we tell you to call in if you want to try to win these Chris Stapleton tickets. We'll be out at Petco Park March 2nd. LiveNation.com for tickets and info. Yeah, I never watched Boy Meets World.
Oh,
No,
dude,
it was
a great
past my
show.
time.
I know,
Mr. Feeney?
No, he missed the window. So Travis,
Sean was such a rascal.
He was.
He really was. Hilarity ensues when Sean is around.
So TD you were probably like a year or two out of the window, maybe 3. That hit stride with where I was in my life.
Yeah.
And Boy Meets World.
I think I've seen every episode like 4 or 5 times.
Full House Saved by the Bell was my jam, which I think was the same sort of Boy Meets World vibe.
So you missed out on the childhood crush of Topanga Lawrence.
Oh, dude.
That everyone else had.
What I'm saying, Wonder Years. Winnie Cooper.
So I bridged the gap between you and Fletch because I had a huge crush on Winnie Cooper as like a little kid and then had a much bigger crush on Topanga. And dude,
I mean, like the creation of the Will They Won't They with Corey and Topanga.
Did they ever?
The one, 100%. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
podcasts
what
out.
Kid show is this?
It took all the way to college. Like they went. You ended up in college with that show,
so that it became like adult Boy Meets.
So
Boy Met World.
Oh, it became very pornographic. Very much.
Corey cheated on Topanga. No spoilers, I know, but I was so mad.
It's like 25 years old.
The problem I had with the show was not enough bitters. And so that problem has been solved here in studio this morning. Ram Udwin, Boy Drinks World Bitters. I love this sticker you gave us and the logo on your shirt. The serpent swirling around the cocktail glass, the martini glass, because it's a throw to like the whatever it is, the Hippocratic Oath.
Bowl of Hygeia.
Yeah,
that symbol for pharmacology.
That's what it is. Yeah, I would have butchered that. So thank you. So do you know a lot about like the history of bitters and how?
I do, and a lot about actually my day job. I work for a local liquor distributor, so it's my job to kind of know a lot about most booze.
Yeah,
right.
But the history
because
of
it was
bitters
very like medicinal at one point. I was trying to remember what I knew, what knowledge I had.
Yeah. So in the 1800s, bitters were just a way to take like medicinal herbs.
Yeah.
Bitter herbs typically stimulate like appetite.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's good to have something with bitters before you eat a big meal.
Oh, is that like the aperitif drinks and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
No, I was gonna say I'll be honest here. I didn't know ever when to use the bitters. Like for me, prior to Bar Card Friday, bitters were for old fashions.
Yeah,
I mean that's it.
Honestly, eyedroppers, and that was that's it.
Right, right, exactly right. So I mean, now after Bar Card Friday, we talk about bitters kind of being the salt of the drink, the salt and pepper, the spice. I mean, is that what you would say? They're elevating the drink?
Yeah, absolutely. So historically, we took them to get those medicinal herbs in. However, in the early 1900s, I think 1903, the Good Food and Drug Act was passed, which said that everything that claimed to be medicine had to actually be medicine. Bitters started to take a dive. And then we had Prohibition. Once again, even though we're using them in cocktails already at that point, bitters took a dive again. So in 2006, we started to have a resurrection of the cocktail industry and a resurrection of craft classic cocktails. And people like me started gravitating towards that and kind of creating new bitters brands again, or resurrecting old ones. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
This is
incredible.
incredible.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep. Yep, that'll do it.
So the Serrano chili bitters that you put in this, or the extract that you're telling us about,
Yes, sir.
like that comes through. And this is like, I like it that it's more citrus forward, this margarita, because with the spiciness, it pairs perfectly.
Yeah, and you get the spice right on the back end.
Man, yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
that's tasty. What did you make? How'd you make the margarita here?
Okay, so real simple. I've got fresh squeezed lime juice.
Okay.
I've got a orange liqueur, which is pretty much the same thing as a triple sec from Yair Spirits. This is California orange liqueur.
All right.
It's kind of a lower sugar orange liqueur, and then this really cool tequila that's actually made in Zacatecas, so it's not technically called tequila,
Right.
It's a really cool thing. Anyway, yeah, just tequila, fresh squeezed lime juice, orange liqueur, Serrano cocktail spice, little ice, little shake. I didn't even give you guys salt. We could have, but we're on the radio.
Yeah, it's things are just going haywire. It's good.
We're in studio with Boy Drinks World Bitters. This Serrano chili cocktail spice is absolutely delicious. We're going to be having a couple more cocktails in a second. Also, we have these Chris Stapleton tickets to give away soon.
Yep, and if you're listening on the free iHeartRadio app, you just got a notification on how to win these things. And what you need to do is take a keyword. When we tell you to call, you're going to take that keyword and tell us what it is. That keyword again, Fletch?
Topanga.
Okay, that'll be the last time we give the keyword. So the keyword that he just said, see, I almost blew it.
Yeah.
That'll be the last time. So you make sure you have that locked in.
And if you are brand new to the show, this is called Bar Cart Friday, presented by Keg N Bottle. A lot of people just joining on the free iHeartRadio app. Welcome in. That is the best way to listen to this show. And we're glad you're here. Enjoy a few more cocktails with us. And right now, top shelf.
All right, so the top shelf story of the day, no question about it, divisional playoffs in the NFL coming up this weekend. So it starts on Saturday. We're going to have the Packers at San Francisco 49ers. That's actually going to be the nightcap. Before that, Texans head to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Sunday's showdown is going to be between the Bucs. They head to Detroit to play the Lions, Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield, the Lions with Jared Goff, and then Kansas City Chiefs going to the Buffalo Bills, playing in the ice cold. They're both cold weather teams, so it shouldn't really be that big of a factor in this one. But so of those four matchups, the most stirring matchup for me, hands down, is the Kansas City Chiefs Buffalo Bills. The more, or I should say, the closer we get to this, the more I get involved and reimagine what this matchup means to the NFL. Very similar to Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and their time together playing against each other. These playoff matchups, like, they're fleeting. You don't know how many you're going to get. And we get it again this year in the divisional round. This game decides who goes to the championship game. First road game in the postseason outside of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting their own Super Bowl for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs since he took over as starting quarterback. Josh Allen, kind of the road to redemption offensively after they fired Ken Dorsey as offensive coordinator. This is a huge matchup.
Are these the two best quarterbacks left in the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen? They haven't had the best seasons by any stretch of the group that's in there, but are these the two best quarterbacks that we are going to see the rest of the way in the NFL playoffs?
I mean, I think you could make a case for Lamar Jackson. I think you can make a case for CJ Stroud right now. I mean,
it's weird you're leaving a name off.
You're right. You're right. Jordan Love. So you're right. You can make a case for all these. No, I mean, are they the two best quarterbacks going against each other right now? I mean, it feels like this is going to be the one that they tug back and forth on the whole game.
I say absolutely 100%. These are the two best quarterbacks, not just left in the playoffs, in the NFL right now. Josh Allen is something different than you will see on any other team. He's the only one-of-a-kind quarterback that we have in the NFL right now. And Patrick Mahomes, I'll be honest, I was worried about the Chiefs coming into the postseason, but watching what the Chiefs did a week ago against the Miami Dolphins, it seems like everything is fixed. Rashee Rice, over 100 yards. Travis Kelce catching footballs again. They stayed away from Kadarius Toney, which I would imagine is the game plan moving forward.
Beware of the Chiefs' opponent, though, in the division, or I should say in the wild card round, because the Dolphins played nobody good very well. They just didn't. They had a season full of games where when they faced the better competition, they folded. Yeah. And so I agree with what you said. That was a really good outing against the Dolphins. Really important win for the Chiefs, no question. Survive and advance.
The Bills' defense is for real, though.
The Bills' defense is for real. That Chiefs' defense is for real. This could be a lower scoring game. You know, it's interesting you said Josh Allen is the only one-of-a-kind talent at quarterback left in the NFL.
What, like his skill set?
I would argue Lamar Jackson even more so, because Josh Allen, like, we've seen it before. You know, I'm not saying maybe not to the level of athleticism being that big, but Ben Roethlisberger is a good comp.
He couldn't move like Josh Allen, though.
No,
Like, I know
no.
Big Ben would have his share of 20, 30-yard runs where people just couldn't tackle him, but
You're-
he wasn't as fast.
Young Big Ben was elusive and now he wasn't as fast. There's no question about it, but he was so hard to bring down. I remember all the things that I say about Josh Allen now, I used to say about Big Ben Roethlisberger. Lamar Jackson, though, is one of a kind. Even Michael Vick, like, it's not the same. Michael Vick may have had a bigger arm, actually, but Lamar Jackson is untouchable in the open field. Nobody catches this man. So I'm very interested to see that matchup too. The two I'm most excited to see are out of the AFC. It's the Ravens taking on the Texans, and it's obviously the Chiefs-Bills game.
Yep, I agree completely.
What's that?
Well, what I got is what we were just talking about, the NFL divisional round going down this weekend. Saturday will kick things off. Texans at Ravens. That'll be at 1:30. At 5:15, we got Packers at Niners. Sunday, Bucks at Lions. That one's at noon. Then we'll watch Patrick Mahomes go on the road in the playoffs for the first time ever. Chiefs at Bills. 3:30 kickoff there. Then Sunday night game, nothing. We're running out of football, boys.
Yeah.
It's coming to an end quick. On the coach's corner, Mike Vrabel gets a interview with the Chargers after he got fired from the Titans. The Seahawks, they would like to discuss coaching with Mike Vrabel as well. I think the Starbucks would like to interview Mike Vrabel as well. So hot commodity there. In the NBA, the Thunder Chicago'd all that jazz. 134, 129.
It's a song from the
he's up to
Broadway
one
play
lap.
in
What?
Chicago.
One lap, you think?
We'll be able to take one away. Let's
Wait,
see if you prove yourself.
Well, hold on. The Kings couldn't keep up the Pacers. 126, 121.
That's two.
Who won that game?
What? I think the Kings. I don't really remember.
Jesus. You don't even...
The Knicks cheesed the Wizards.
Oh, I like that.
113, 109.
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll subtract the lap.
Okay. I don't know. The Bulls beat the Raptors. I don't know. I didn't write anything on that one. I forgot, apparently. 116, 110. And the Grizzlies got Kesha'd. It's going down. I'm yelling Timberwolves. 118, 103.
And he completely redeems himself.
Yes, thank
There
you
he
very
is.
much. That's how we do it on a bar card
You got
Friday.
yourself in a 2-lap hole, and I thought for sure at least you'd be running one. And wow, Kesha to save the day. Congratulations to
Feels
TD.
good. Feels
Congrats
good.
to us. So after a very tumultuous week, we're finishing strong with Tony Kanja in studio on the mic with us, owner operator of Keg N Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. So if you're getting ready for the divisional round of the postseason, you're going to want to stop by Keg N Bottle. So Tony, were you listening to the spicy chip challenge that we did
I
earlier?
was.
What were your takeaways from
Oh
that? That
my
was some
God.
spirited
I
radio.
wanted to be. I almost just drove here. I want to see this in person.
You
So then I
didn't.
just watched it.
It was
I
really
threw it on
bad.
YouTube. It was spectacular. I will say I have a couple takeaways that we need to mention.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yep.
I mean, Ben tapping out after 59 seconds.
Yeah, thank you.
What did you expect?
I mean, he was like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, it's been a minute. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then he starts drinking.
What
Yeah.
did you expect?
Bruh.
He was standing next to us, and before I really started getting the spice, I turned to my right, and he was just like, "Ice cream is so good."
I thought the same thing. That was before it got real hot.
Okay, the whole making this a challenge where you try to stay clean as long as possible
Without
with just
any
the chip.
water, I guess. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was going to be part of it when we came in.
Well, but that's the challenge part of the challenge.
I never mentally prepared myself to go more than like 30 seconds without eating
You think
something.
the
I was
challenge-
chasing it immediately.
The challenge was just to chew up a chip.
And yeah, dude, I was the one who ended up puking. I think I had the worst day afterwards.
well,
Oh no! Maybe afterwards.
Man,
TD almost puked.
Oh,
So I
on
saw
air.
that. I was like, and I'm a sympathetic puker too. So I was watching that going, oh.
hugging the trash can,
Yeah.
sitting next to me.
I was
and just-
dying.
He was making animal noises.
I was dying. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
So the other big takeaway is this could be like all those gamblers out there.
Yeah.
Gambling is no good.
Yeah.
right.
Right? Look at what could happen. to you.
Right. That
It's
is
not
true.
just money.
Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah. We really screwed up. I mean,
Yeah.
we really regret the decision, honestly. We're going to get to barrel picks in a little bit here. We also have those Chris Stapleton tickets available for the March show at Petco Park, but we're joined in studio by Joy. Boy Drinks World Bitters. Ram Udwin has been our mixologist bartender this morning. We tried a spicy margarita with the Serrano.
Went straight to my head, by the way.
Yeah, the Serrano spice bitters, or I should say cocktail spice, was delicious. Now we're moving on to something else. What we got,
Well,
Ram?
I got a couple of quick experimental fun things for you guys to do to make this a little interactive.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a little margarita left in front of you?
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So this is one of my best friend's products. This is Cool Hand Co. He's a local maker of cocktail shrubs. So shrub is like a syrup with vinegar in it, so you get the acidity and the sweetness. So I want to just pass this around, take a smell of it because it smells amazing. This is strawberry, jalapeno, hibiscus.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh my
just
gosh.
put a tiny splash in your margarita
Okay,
and then
okay.
take another sip because it's fun.
Okay.
Give it a swirl. There you
Okay,
go.
a little tiny splash. All right. Getting
Yeah,
a splash over here.
Half an ounce.
Half an ounce. Half an ounce. Okay. I
There
don't know
you
what
go.
half an ounce is, but there we go. I did it. Oh, a little
Yeah,
splash
there you go.
and a little splash for Fletch. Okay.
Oh, that's
So cool.
really
Okay.
cool.
I'll
So
take a splash.
if
Okay.
you're looking for these guys, Cool Hand Co.
Yeah.
Cool Hand Co. on Instagram. I'm Boy Drinks World on Instagram. Check us out.
Oh, wow.
Local handmade stuff from San Diego. Really cool. And look for them at Keg N Bottle.
Man,
That is
TLC had it way wrong. It turns out I do want a shrub.
I don't think that's what they were saying.
No?
They said no shrubs. No, you're
I
right.
don't
It
want
was
no-
shrubs.
I don't want no
I
shrub.
don't
A
want no
shrub is a
shrub.
guy who can't get lap on that.
Yeah, you might have to do that.
Okay.
I might have to join you.
I'm going to interrupt because I want to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
do the-
I gave you guys a little bit of walnut bitters.
yes.
Now I don't want you to. So this one you can drink itself and it won't hurt you. Take a tiny sip of it,
Okay.
and then what I want you to do is I want you to try this beautiful bourbon that we're having in the cocktail, and then I want you to put the rest of the bitters in the bourbon.
Wow.
Okay,
So
yeah,
you
Wow.
can taste what the bitters and the bourbon
Wow.
do to each other. If you need more
Okay.
walnut bitters, we have that.
Okay, I'm gonna pour the walnut bitters in. That
Well,
is
taste
that's
the
pretty
bourbon
tasty.
first.
Oh, taste the bourbon first.
Well, so you can taste
Oh,
how the
yeah,
bitters
yeah.
change.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I did that. Oh, I tasted the bitters first.
you did?
Yeah, I did taste the bitters.
Oh well,
Oh,
just
yeah.
try it. It's delicious.
Okay, here we go.
And so this bourbon we're using is Belflor.
No,
Oh, yeah,
no,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
no stranger to the show.
Finished
right.
with Texas pecan wood, which
Yeah.
we're using walnut bitters, some pecans. It's a
Yeah.
nutty kind of day.
That works.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
bitters. I'll tell you what. What's weird about that, Ram, and I'm not sure if it's just me, that really knocks down the harshness.
Yep.
Like any of the sting from like sipping on a whiskey, that really mellows it.
Well, so what's interesting. So the bitters do provide balance and enhance complexity. We're using real walnuts in the walnut bitters. So if you're allergic to tree nuts,
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Whoops. Dream your safe word now. But
He told me, he goes, they don't have allergies, do they? I said, no.
Well, yeah.
The keyword is anaphylaxis shock.
get your Chris Stapleton tickets with anaphylaxis shock. All right. Anyway, so but what's cool about the walnuts is that you're getting some kind of fat extraction from the walnuts, which is given like a kind of cool mouthfeel to the bitters.
Oh, I like that.
Mhm.
And
mhm.
so yeah, you're going to get a little bit of smoothness out of there, better balanced flavor.
Well, let's do this. Let's taste this old fashioned on the other side.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But first, man, I am excited for this weekend with the divisional round because I'm going to have some skin in the game here with DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started is easy. Just download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. All you got to do is pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less than whatever stats. So what I'm saying is like, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? And you can track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. I mean, you can turn $10 into $250. So download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760 only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com. Coming up, more from Boy Drinks World Bitters on a Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg N Bottle. Coming up next. How are you? Woo! What are we up to today? You're sitting right over here. How about that? I heard you had some chicky last night. What's up? No, I'll just do it. Where'd go? Okay, cool. I have this is more important than that. Woo!
Kimberly's in the house.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. All right, so people
Yeah,
start coming in. Do you have anything that we could batch? What for the plastic cups for them? What's the easiest thing for you to make?
I'll just start the next cocktail and I'll do
Can I drop something like this if you wanted to, or that to do it?
Dude, that's pretty cool how quickly it changes.
So I love that. I think we should focus on
Yeah.
that. You could take any bourbon.
rinse this out.
Yeah. Can you go rinse this out for us? Thanks. And we could you could totally do that. Do anything, throw that in there, and typically, the other thing you should do is any kind of caramel or vanilla or some kind of bitters like that, because those are kind of the things in bourbon. And we should start pushing that as, hey, drink this bourbon, but do 2 drops of this.
Right.
For us, that's a $20 add-on.
right.
That's a $20
Well,
yeah.
The other thing that we do is if you get a sparkling wine you don't like, we put my passion fruit bitters in it.
Passion fruit bitters.
Because I always think
So I'm gonna start recommending this to everyone that buys a bourbon.
Right.
Not to coat the bourbon, but to enhance.
Right.
And then you come in and say, hey, I have one for wine. Ladies that are listening to the show, or fellas for your wives,
Exactly.
be a hero and do this. So
Yeah.
one of you guys do that. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And we'll carry that. And these are $22, but today they're $19.99.
Okay.
All right. I'll go confirm that at 19. If not, I'll change the price real quick. Thank you, sir.
Hey, so it's a new year, so new you, right? Now you probably have some New Year's resolutions that maybe you had on the list, and maybe one of them was, I want to drop a few pounds, because I feel like that's always on your New Year's resolution list, but maybe you're like, I don't know how to get started, or I'm not sure if I want to do one of these fad diets. I'm going to tell you right now, the answer is no. You don't want to do a fad diet, and I'll tell you why. We've been doing SD fat loss for a few months now. We're coming on, 5 months now here, Fletch. We have all lost a ton of weight. In 8 weeks' time, I dropped 31 pounds. And here is the beauty of SD fat loss. Not only do you lose weight quickly, but then you keep the weight off. So 8 weeks into this thing, that was the reduction phase. I then go on the maintaining phase, and I've still kept the weight off. So those fad diets that you're thinking about, you're going to yo-yo diet. You're going to yo-yo diet. You're going to lose weight, but I promise you, you'll gain it back and then some, because that's what I did. I tried the fad diets. I did the fad diets. I got them to work temporarily, but these fad diets that we're talking about right now, these medication diets, these prescription medication diets, they're just appetite suppressants. As soon as you stop taking them, you start eating again, and you get fat again. You become a big fat fatty all over again, just like we were here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. So go to sdfatloss.com. Sign up today. Sign up for a free consultation today. That's all it's going to be. You're going to do a free consultation. It's not going to cost you anything. They're going to talk to you. They'll tell you about the plan. They will show you that, this is how they do it. This is the correct way to lose weight quickly. And you're still going to eat food that you like to eat. You're not going to have to drink shakes or eat some granola bar you don't want to eat that's gross. You're not going to do any of that. You're going to eat food you like, and you're going to lose weight quickly. sdfatloss.com. That's where you got to go right now. sdfatloss.com. Lose weight with us, like us. We'll do it all together. sdfatloss.com.
This update is presented by Progressive Insurance. Started off in the NFL playoffs. Divisional round is here. It gets going tomorrow afternoon. Houston Texans heading to Baltimore. They got the 1 seed Ravens in the AFC. Then Saturday night, the NFC 1 seed 49ers hosting the Green Bay Packers. On Sunday, NFC goes first. The Detroit Lions hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Sunday night, it's the rematch from last year's postseason. The Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Sticking with the NFL here, it looks like Cliff Kingsbury is trying to make another run at the NFL. Former Cardinals head coach interviewing with the Bears today for their offensive coordinator role. And in college hoops, Aztecs hit the road tomorrow. They got a 10 a.m. matchup with Boise State. We get on the air at 9:30. Listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
That's right. Brought to you by Keg N Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. And if you're up in Santa Barbara, you can stop by that location. Or if you're out in Chicago, you can stop by that location. And if you're like, we need to get the divisional round, maybe the Super Bowl party ready. And you know what we could use is a kegerator.
A kegerator, a keg delivered right to your door anywhere in the county.
What?
And if you haven't used your kegerator since last Super Bowl, then Keg N Bottle will service
let's clean that up because that's a little
Got to clear the lines. Speaking of which, we got a kegerator in our office. We might need a service.
Yeah, right.
I know a guy. I know a guy.
Meanwhile, one, keep listening. Probably this segment. I mean, because we always remember for some Chris Stapleton tickets. And drinks are being passed out right now. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Missing it. Chris Stapleton. So you got to have that keyword. We gave that keyword away a little bit earlier. If you didn't get the keyword, well, then follow us on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Shoot us a DM and we will shoot you that keyword. But keep listening for your cue to call. Chris Stapleton, March 2nd, Petco Park. Meanwhile, Boy Drinks World Bitters in studio. Rom over here mixing drinks, and we just got past an old fashioned here, I believe.
Yes, sir. That's the one we talked about before the break. So it's bourbon, aromatic walnut bitters, and raw sugar syrup.
This is outrageous. I just took the first sip.
Oh wow.
That is
Okay.
so the walnut bitters, it does something, man. That is really good.
Yeah. Listen, so Tony, you just put some bitters in any of these,
So
and then all of a sudden we're elevating every drink.
So Rom really put me onto something, because typically I put it in a mixed cocktail, but what he did for us for the first time is put it right into
the bourbon. Yeah.
Neat.
Okay.
So that walnut, that's all natural and walnut. So it's kind of.
I'm not a real big sugar guy, so I'll actually do mine just with whiskey and bitters.
That's huge.
Or rum and bitters, or gin and bitters, or whatever,
Yeah.
and just cut the sugar out.
And
that's
man, it
amazing.
takes it to the next level.
And it's
that's
quick, right? Couple drops.
Yeah.
And we're done.
Yeah, a quick swirl.
Easy. Yeah,
I mean, the next time I'm the bartender, that's what we're doing. Hey guys,
Yeah, right. Oh man. And it looks like you're mixing up something good too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quick. Now, also for the ladies, Rom, you mentioned you got a sparkling wine that maybe you're not real happy with.
Creepier.
Yeah.
you
I
probably sound creepier.
I did not premise this for the ladies.
yeah.
My wife has a bigger bourbon collection than all of you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not Tony. But what I will say is, so we add bitters to everything. We put the Serrano in beer, and what we discovered was that our passion fruit bitters is really great in sparkling wine. And I find if I have a sparkling wine that I don't like, which is most of them for me, or if it's too sweet, a little passion fruit bitters really just balances it out and brings it all together.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now,
Passion fruit
like
bitters.
Again, oh wow, that smells awesome.
Yeah, it
so
does.
we have passion fruits that grow on our the fence on our front yard. It's like this smells like summer to me. Like so, like the whole summer long, we're eating passion fruit everything. This is awesome. That you can then kind of transport that flavor year round.
God, that's good, man.
So the
that's
cocktail you're drinking right now is with the walnut bitters. The next cocktail is going to be a rum drink with the passion fruit bitters. And we do get our passion fruit from a local organic farm in Temecula.
No kidding.
All
So
right.
I drive up to Temecula every couple of months, and I buy giant cases and cases of passion fruit.
If you need more, my front yard.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure
Are
people.
you certified organic?
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think a lot of dogs pee on the
I was
fence.
gonna
Oh,
say.
that actually makes the best fruit. Yeah.
I've always said that about our passion fruit.
Yeah.
They're slightly acidic, and I think I know why.
You know, I was
Fair
listening on the
warning.
drive-in, and I listened to you guys with the comedian talking about just some unappetizing things.
Thank
now
you.
you're talking about dog
Oh
pee.
yeah. Oh, we're talking about
let's talk about a cocktail.
Yeah,
because you know,
you know what though? But
pull
I
you
mean,
guys out of the
honestly-
gutter here.
Honestly, bitters could elevate anything.
Yeah.
Even
That's true.
well, yeah.
Even dog
definitely.
pee.
Thank you,
Right.
that might be a new recipe for you, Ron.
Right. It'd be, it's a hot toddy.
Tony, we got some texters asking for
From the
pricing on
tap.
this stuff. You giving any
Pricing.
good deals?
So most bitters range between $20 and $30 in all of our stores. This is $22.99. This is $19.99 today online. So or just mention it in the store, drop my name, see if that gets you a surcharge, not a discount. You never know.
Listen, having a few bottles of this just in your cocktail collection, pretty fun.
Yeah,
I mean, you can. I
absolutely.
mean, you're elevating everything. You can change the taste literally in a drop.
And you kind of look like a scientist when you're using the little dropper.
Yeah.
Well, you look like you know what you're doing
Yeah.
when you pull out the bitters.
An advanced move that's really fun too is you can blend different bitters together to make your own house bitters
Damn.
or to layer in a cocktail. There was a bar that I used to
Do
work
it
at
all.
in Hillcrest, and we made our house bitters, the walnut bitters and Angostura mixed 50-50, and that just became the house bitters. And so don't limit yourself to just one. Think about
Wow.
layering flavors and complexity, and you can have a lot of fun with stuff.
Mad
What's
scientist.
What's
No
interesting
kidding.
is like what, for example, what you did with the margarita. Where it went from the Serrano, and then we added a little bit of the shrub, whatever it was, the strawberry balsamic. What was it?
It's a strawberry hibiscus jalapeno from Cool Hand Co.
Yeah.
And it bumped it up to a strawberry margarita like that.
Yeah, like it's you could drink half of a margarita and be like, oh, good spicy margarita, and then you can dump in something else, and halfway through the drink, you're changing the drink you're enjoying. It's really neat, And you are a mad scientist, Rom. I mean, we're watching you work over there, and it is like watching a guy in his lab. So up next, we got the rum drink.
Yeah, we got the rum. Do we want to do barrel picks real quick?
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should as well.
Before we run out of time here, we'll do barrel picks. On the other side, we will definitely partake in some of this rum and keep listening for Chris Stapleton tickets.
What, do you want an open? The guys have been off the air since last week.
I love how we tried to like produce this show and Ben goes, we don't have that.
It was in my audition, so we do have it. I just forgot about it.
Absolutely.
We got 4 games. We should do 4 picks.
Yeah.
So I don't. Where do you want to start here? Fletch does not get to pick one of these 4 games.
No,
you do not leave. You do not leave.
How about this? Okay, we'll at random. Let's start from inside the studio going through.
Okay.
We'll start with the Houston Texans Ravens game. Ravens favored by, now it says on BetMGM, 9.5.
I know Jared Smith said this is the lock of the week. I don't see the Texans getting blown out at all. Give me the Texans, and I'm even tempted to say Texans money line, but I won't do it.
Okay, so you have that much faith in the Texans. All right, he's taking the points plus 9.5 for Houston. I'll go next with the Packers 49ers game. This would have been a stay off game for me because I don't love the number.
Come on.
So it's hovering at 9.5.
Yeah, that's easy.
I think the Niners win. I think they actually win by 2 scores, but I'm iffy on it. So I too will take the points. I would never take the Packers on the money line, but I will take the Packers getting 9.5.
So I'm going to look at this Bucks Lions game. Lions favored by 6.5 here right now, and I think they win by a touchdown. I'm going Lions on this.
Okay,
and then I'll take the Bills. Right, we got the Bills and KC.
They're favored 2.5. They're hosting Kansas City in Buffalo.
That's cold for the KC, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, cold weather team. They just played in the cold, but you like the Bills.
I like the Bills, guys. But hey, again, gambling is bad, and I've lost every one of these.
Yeah, that's right.
Go against
call
what I
1-800-GAMBLER. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Aaron Bauman, EB, you like any of these games this week? She's walking to the mic.
She's thinking.
I like the Bills.
She likes the
Kansas
Bills.
City.
Okay.
I see that happening. I also got to root for the Packers. My sister-in-law is a huge Packers fan. They were at the Dallas Packers game last week.
I've always liked Aaron so much.
Wow, did they really?
My brother's a big Dallas fan.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law is a Packers fan, and it was a bad day for my brother. He was really upset.
And tell him
But I
that
gotta
San
go
Francisco's going to lose.
Well, that means if the Packers win, San Francisco's going to lose, right?
It's crazy. I always liked Aaron so much.
He needs to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the money line all the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a San Diego Chargers fan, and they don't exist anymore.
That's true. Go Padres, right? LFGST.
And that's odds. Okay, coming up next, we're going to finish up a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg N Bottle. We're here in studio with Boy Drinks World Bitters. We've tried now a spicy marg. We've had the walnut old fashioned. We're going to finish up with a rum cocktail. But first, how about Fletch? You tell us how you're going to be placing wagers this weekend.
Well, it's not just the Korean street tacos that I'm going to make tomorrow night. It's not just the cold beers that I'm going to drink tomorrow night while I enjoy my 49ers marching to victory over the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Bauman. It's also fantasy sports, and it's daily fantasy sports. Look, if you are heartbroken after your fantasy football season went awry, and if you love playing fantasy sports, do what I do. Take the sports action to the next level with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app on the continent. This is Fletch, and right now I'm in sports heaven. With the football playoffs in full swing, basketball season really starting to heat up, there's no better way to turn all the big games into 100 times your money than with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection on a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's that easy. You can turn $10 into, get this, $1,000 with just a few taps. It only takes 60 seconds. I love the easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and huge selection of players and stat options. And check this out. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with injury insurance to keep you in the game. Even if one of your players goes down, over 7 million sports fans have already signed up, and I am one of them. So join me and watch your favorite players and get paid doing it. Right now, Prize Picks is going to match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code Fletch. That's code Fletch on Prize Picks for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. And today is Flex'em Friday, so you get a risk-free entry. Flex'em Friday, that's where I do all my best work on Prize Picks. PrizePicks.com/Fletch. PrizePicks.com/Fletch. First deposit match up to $100. It's that easy. We will wrap up Bar Car Friday coming up next on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
It's a Bar Card Friday here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We're wrapping up the week, heading into the weekend, and Chris Stapleton tickets next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. Chris Stapleton tickets we've been promising all day. You already have your code word from earlier this hour. And so you just need that code word, and you need to call at exactly 8:56. That's right, 8:56. Chris Stapleton tickets playing Petco Park, March 2nd show, livenation.com for more ticket and information. But that's it. You've already done it.
Is it sold out, Fletch?
No, not yet.
Oh,
well,
not
I
yet.
think everything you can get now is like verified resale.
Okay.
Oh,
So this
gotcha.
is the last chance to win them, though. This is it.
This is your last chance to
Yeah.
win them, and you're going to pay a lot of money if you're not winning them. But livenation.com if you want tickets and info.
Whew. Tony Kanja passing out another. What are we drinking actually here? I was going to say old fashioned, but it's not. This is rum.
It is an old fashioned.
Okay.
It's a passion
I knew
fruit
it.
rum old fashioned. You
Okay.
can make an old fashioned with anything because a old fashioned is just a formula of spirit, bitters, ice, and sugar.
That's it.
Oh,
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that was the terminology.
Oh, I guess it makes sense though because the whatever it is, the mezcal of old
Yeah, the
fashions.
Oaxacan old fashioned
Yeah,
is
yeah,
very
yeah.
good. I've been making this passion fruit rum old fashioned for over 10 years, ever since I started making this product. And it's one of my favorite go-to drinks ever. And we're using a really old, fancy 18-year-old rum.
Ooh, hey, I'm slightly concerned that Aaron Bauman does not have an
This
old
is also
fashioned in her hand.
by far the best drink.
Here,
we've
here,
had.
We will
just
get you
hand
one.
me a glass and I'll pour a little bit here.
Oh, yeah, I just need a little.
Yeah, just a
she
taste.
just needs a little. Just needs a little. Oh, there we go.
Mama
Tony
needs her
Khan.
jiggle juice. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Everybody out here, we're gonna start jiggling after the show. You know,
We
damn.
we got a company booze cruise coming up
Oh
this
my
evening.
gosh, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
That's
of
right.
jiggling, who is going to get the drunkest on the
Everybody.
booze cruise tonight?
Yeah, what's-
Sarah Dale.
Not it.
Nah,
No?
it won't be so. Oh, John Fink raises his
Ooh.
hand
John Fink.
immediately.
I feel like
Wow.
John Fink from Kogo News may end up being like one of these people who are like, I think we need 4 people to carry him.
What?
He's 6'10".
What about? Well, I think there's going to be like a sneak attack from Angie, the new producer, over
good
at
call.
933.
See, your
Yeah.
first company party is tricky because, Rich, you remember this. My first company party at iHeart San Diego.
Hang on, let me tell this story.
What?
So it's my first year broadcasting on radio, and we go to a nice Christmas party at
Yep.
somebody's house,
Yep.
and so Fletch is he's the producer in the morning. So I hadn't really spent much time with him because I'm working
Like
middays with
none
Mark
time
Miller.
because I wasn't full time here. So as soon as our show was over, it was me and Nick Hardwick and Judson Richards. I would leave and go to Duke's and bust tables.
So Fletch comes over and he's introducing himself to my co-host Mark. And as he's reaching out to shake his hands, he somehow spits beer. And I mean, when I say beer, it was like as if he took a half bottle chug and then just went. And he soaks Mark Willard, who's wearing like this cashmere sweater, and he was like, "Don't you like my sweater? It's burgundy." Like, you know, like he's that guy. So
Wow.
he's soaked in like
It was
whatever.
a grapefruit IPA.
Yeah.
But I took like a big gulp of it and it went down the wrong pipe and it just immediately went.
You know what you should have done is you should have put some Boy Drinks World bitters
I
in
should've.
that grapefruit
That would've
IPA.
fixed everything.
Yeah, you could pick that up at Keg N Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County.
No big deal. And we got to take a sip of this rum old fashioned with the passion fruit bitters. Let's give it a quick sip here.
Mm.
Dude.
Wow.
Rum,
Wait,
you're a
rum.
wait. What did you make here? How did you make this?
2 ounces of aged rum,
Beautiful.
passion fruit bitters,
Beautiful.
raw sugar syrup,
Done. Wow.
orange twist on top,
That's
Beautiful.
perfection.
little
That is
frozen
perfection.
water.
Okay.
Rob,
Stop calling. You're 36 seconds early.
Who's
yeah.
that now?
okay, so bottom of the barrel. What do you guys think of model Lexi Love?
What do you do during our show?
What do you mean? What do
So-
I do during the
He's
show?
just
Bottom
looking
of
up
the barrel.
porn during the
Listen,
show.
listen,
Listen,
he's
I
just
was
like-
looking at his laptop going, what the F?
Okay,
So he's scrolling through these pictures. He's like, "Oh, what pairs better with rum than a little softcore porn to
right,
finish the
that is
morning?"
correct. Lexi Love.
It's not even Wednesday, Travis.
Lexi Love on Instagram, not Instagram, OnlyFans is making $360,000 a year. She's fake.
Wait,
That's
what?
AI generated.
What?
There's just a company that made her up and she's making $360,000 a year.
Way.
That's not even her.
Not even real. It's not even a real person, Tony.
What?
We need to get good
I
at
could
AI.
do that.
And guys,
I'm a little worried that these are bidders inspired Google searches.
That's fine.
I hate to break it to
During the
everybody,
passions.
but Rom is also AI generated.
Yeah.
Rom,
It's
in
true.
the
I mean,
Matrix world.
Who else can make a perfect one like this?
No.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, thank you very much, Rom, for coming in. This was a lot of fun.
Stoked to be here, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll see y'all on Monday. If you want to continue the fun, we will be on TikTok Live at Big Rich TD Fletch. Right after the show, we're going to continue drinking. We're going to continue talking about AI-generated pornography.
Thank you.
But thank you to the roadies, the hangers, the dogs, the bangers, and call right now for your chance to win Chris Stapleton tickets. If you have the code word, you know what it is. It was from earlier. It was a childhood crush of a lot of ours.
Yes, that's right. That's right. The Herd is next. We'll see you next Monday.
Woo!